Elden Ring.
Things have been happening, man.
Iris and I have not been the same since. That's not what I was referring to. You're gonna tweet when you finish something. You're gonna get so mad at me.
Hold on. I need to listen to the.
Give me a second, I can check. Oh, you were gonna check?
Hello, hello. Had to do a thing
Not getting audio.
here.
I don't think we're getting any.
Okay.
Audio?
It was no.
Audio.
It's showing that there's audio, on the thing. There might be some latency. Okay, so had to change my mic settings.
Okay, we're finally getting stuff.
Nothing from the past minute, whatever in the fuck I've been talking, was heard. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Open Hearts, the end of the week D&D campaign.
Because we're inconsistent.
I'd like to apologize for the inconsistencies. A lot of things have been happening, including Elden Ring DLC drop.
Correct.
But if yes. Tonight is episode 87, and if you all remember where we left off last session, it was the finale of the gala. And a lot of things happened. Tagok is gay. Colbart is really, really drunk. Might have fallen on his face.
And really
Definitely fucked in a bush.
Definitely fucked in a bush. Spark is also gay as hell, and also a little sneaky. Doing sneaky things. Yeah, you guys eventually were able to be revealed to Spark's new friend, as you know it. New friend as you know it. Huanlan, who is a young duke, son of a duke, from Vera's home planet, who has come to bring her back following the recent news that her father, the Emperor, has been put on hospice and refuses to give up the throne to any of his heirs if she doesn't come home. So basically, we're taking Verbena on a field trip back to see her dad before he dies. And then, once he's dead, Verbena can come back home. So, that's where we are currently. Spark is a little miffed that the party is coming along. They wanted it to be their thing, but, you know, the party's worried about them going out on their own into the far reaches of the universe. So that's where we are currently. It is the next day. I can assume that all of you have taken your long rests.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Tagok and Spark are still on the floor in the living room.
Yeah, kind of just big chillin'. Yeah, Tagok.
I forgot about that.
Tagok's drunk as hell. She's like fucked up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she was. If you guys didn't see last session, definitely do that because drunk Tagok is an absolute character and I love her.
Everyone is amazing.
Yeah, Tagok's real special though.
Anastasia is not get drunk.
Yeah, a normal person. Your hangovers are not as bad as you thought they would be. They're just like, you know, a mild hangover. Which is surprising for Tagok and Colbart, specifically, considering the quantity of alcohol they ingested. This is of course thanks. This is of course thanks to the little hangover cure that you were given last night by Venus.
Is that hangover cure stacked with Spark's ring?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity.
Spark, you feel totally fine. In fact, you feel well rested. You're like, damn, I feel good.
You wake up feeling like you can take on the entire fucking universe.
Venus, can I get some more?
Tagok did not burn off all the alcohol.
Yeah. So, at most, the people who were the drunkest, Colbart and Tagok, are like slight headache, feeling a little groggy. Everybody else is fine. Spark is particularly energetic today.
Song walking on sunshine. Like they're
You're like,
skipping
yeah.
down the hall and like just
La la la.
They're fucking whistling in the morning.
Yeah, literally. And they're like, man, I could get drunk again if I really wanted.
Yeah, but at some point in the morning, like after all of you have woken up, but you're still sort of like waking up, you hear a knock at like the suite door that all of you are staying in. So like y'all are in the lounge area, waking up, having some morning drinks, not alcohol.
Can I roll sleight of hand to see if Spark was able to slip anything into their coffee?
Get what?
They have coffee. I'm asking if they could slip anything into their coffee while nobody's paying attention. I'm a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, of course. Make a sleight of hand. Yeah, gonna put some fucking whiskey. A true Irish coffee.
Coffee is because it's 23.
Okay, so yeah, you're having an Irish coffee this morning. So imagine that you just put like one of those little mini bottles and you put it in your you have like one of those white girl tumblers full of cold brew coffee and you fucking pour the little thing in there and you like shake it up and you're like, I have to have my coffee in the morning. You know, just normal.
They do not let anybody have some of their ass.
Yeah,
It's fine.
get a little crazy. But yeah, you guys hear a knock on your door at about like 8:30 a.m.
You want me to get it?
Gesturing my hands. Somebody get the fucking door.
Guess I get into the door.
Tagok's just kind of laying on the floor like, what the fuck?
Kalena's
Okay.
getting ready. She's packing.
Question. On Spark's way to getting to the door, may I send a tentacle to the door to open?
Yes, you may.
Damn, okay.
Tentacles your door.
Tentacles your door. Tentacles your door.
It's like my Japanese
Don't say that
videos.
ever. Do not say
So
that ever again.
it's like my hentai.
Eros,
Oh my
I get
god.
you. Eros, when I get you. Foxy, can you do me a favor when you move down there?
Ah,
Can you hug?
if you abuse me too much, we're making you leave. You have to be nice to me. You can't be abusive, man.
Abusive.
Abusive.
I'll boost you.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little silly today.
Good.
I'm starting to think there are some magic mushrooms in those ravioli I had.
Probably.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, scientists might say that mushrooms are magical.
Mushrooms are indeed magical.
This is true. Because they are their own classification.
Yes. Let's not get too autistic here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's not get
We're
too
talking about mushrooms the entire time.
Open the door.
That would be a separate session.
Okay, yeah. So, Anastasius fucking cock blocks you by opening the door with a tentacle.
Spark just kind of looks at you and stopping it and goes, really?
Anastasius is just giving the sassiest to look to Spark and just with the
Sassy side eye.
They stick out their tongue at you.
Yeah. So, it is actually Kane at the door.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And
Uh-oh.
why are you saying uh-oh?
Bro knows.
Bro knows. But Kane is holding a little package, actually. He's holding something in his hands. It's like nicely wrapped.
Spark immediately tries to grab it.
And Kane like holds it up and he's like, Spark, it's not for you. It's actually for Kalina.
I want the wrapping paper.
I heard the inhale.
Just the
That's a dad. That's a dad.
But Kane like takes the ribbon off of the box and like dangles it for you before like kind of like dropping it on you as you're like going up to grab it.
They immediately put it into the mouth.
Yes.
Disappointment. But Kane walks over to you, Kalina. I'm guessing that you're like sort of packing your stuff like in the main room and like taking stuff in and out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like her little checklist and everything. Like she is in the zone. She probably didn't even notice Kane walking in. She's just
Yeah. So Kane walks up behind you, like noticing that you haven't noticed him at all. And like it's just kind of watching you for a second, seeing if you notice him. Please roll a perception. Oh. Finn! Your Wi-Fi!
What
No.
What the hell?
Your Wi-Fi.
Ooh. Okay. Hi, I'm sorry.
You're good. But please roll a perception. Disadvantage because you're focusing really hard on the task at hand.
disadvantage because autism.
Disadvantage because hyperfixating.
Okay. Oh. Well, that's a nat one.
I don't think you can get worse than that.
Oh
She
dear.
is that focused.
So you do not notice Kane at all. Everybody is like watching Kane like looming over your shoulder, and you're just like continuing to babble on about like your checklist and stuff. It's just like, all right, so I have this and this and this, and maybe I should. What if I bring this along and blah 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 blah, yada yada, and they're trying, and people are trying not to laugh at this point, and Kane's just like standing there, but he decides to lean down like almost next to your ear, and he's like, boo. he throws back his head and like is just like laughing his fucking ass off.
Spark starts clapping.
Yeah.
When did you get here? Who let you in?
Anastasius did.
And like as she's just kind of sputtering, you see her face just kind of grow more and more red. She's just
Embarrassment.
Like, it's just like, I really got sent in there, didn't I?
He just smiles and nods. But he's like, well, no need to be embarrassed. I actually have something for you from Abelet. And he had sort of like put the package behind his back, and he pulls it out, and it's like this big like paper box. It's like nice paper, like real thick cardstock paper box that's like nicely decorated, and the ribbon has been taken off and given to Spark.
Spark is chewing it.
She just kind of glances over at Spark and sees just like a bit of the ribbon dangling out of their mouth. And she just
Internally, like, dang, Spark even had time to eat the ribbon off my package. I didn't notice.
That's how zoned in I was.
Yeah.
That's how acoustic I am.
Autism.
But yeah, she like you know, opens the package, like you know, methodically, carefully. Because
Yeah.
Kalina.
So inside you find like you look in and you're like, oh, this looks like armor. And you're like pulling out the pieces because it's like a bunch of different pieces of the set.
Yeah.
And I don't have it on my fucking PC. What is wrong with me?
Oh no.
Switching from being on iPad and Procreate and like having everything synced to my phone, and then comparatively like being on my computer has fucked me up royally. But just give me like 5 seconds. Scrolling. So there. Inside you see like white robes, like purple silk, like a cape and a sash, and white and gold armor with like these like amber gemstones inset. And I've put it into campaign art for everybody.
Yeah.
Kalina, like she's
Can I
seeing
eat
this,
it?
like she's just like, this is my new armor?
Kane,
Oh, girl, that's so pretty.
yeah, Kane nods, and he's like, "Yep, this is your new armor."
She just has like stars in her eyes.
Pogging face, pogging face.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know that this was drawn November. This was drawn in November.
Really?
Yes,
Nice.
November 27th. That's how long this has been in planning.
I love it.
Long haul.
A lot of stuff has been in planning since November, actually. Various things. So, yeah. Kalina, this is your new paladin armor. Congratulations. It goes with your beautiful new sword that you have.
Yeah, the sword, the medallion,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, so Kane sort of like sits down in the lounge area and he's like, you should go try it on.
Yes, yes, yes.
He gives you like a little wink. Just like, go try on your new outfit that my brother gave you.
And yeah, she just enthusiastically nods and goes back over to her room, like you know, while dragging, like you know, taking all the pieces in the box with her.
Yeah. So, of course, it fits perfectly. It is literally made for you. Somebody might have known.
I don't know.
But, yeah. So, you come out, and you do your little twirl, turn around,
Yeah.
and for everybody. So, yeah. Anastasia's clapping.
Yeah.
I saw Ben do his little clap. Partly jump in.
Yeah, like she strikes the pose in the picture, and she's just like, wait,
Hold on, I did it. With the sword.
how's this? How's this?
Ooh.
Spark is like, wait, hold that pose, and they pull out their sketchbook.
Let my muse. Clement is like giving you some thumbs up, just like smiling, just like, yeah, look at you, you all fancy and shit. Taegok's still on the ground.
Yeah.
She's probably at least up now, but she's just not talking. She's just like, you look great, but also I'm not saying anything because she's
Yeah.
rough.
Kalina knows the look.
Just-
yeah, like when Taegok is just like, yeah.
Bleary-eyed, nodding.
She probably just gives a thumbs up.
Yeah. Kalina, like, she looks at Clement and says, I never thought I would be dressing in armor like this. Looks somewhat similar to Dad's armor, doesn't it?
And he like, his face like softens, and it's just like he's remembering like what Edward used to wear. And he's just like, yeah, it does.
Were you gonna cry?
No, not yet anyways.
Kalina just laughs. And she sets down the sword and says, "Oh, and wait, Kane, have you told him that you're coming along?"
I did talk to them, and well, none of them really can come along. Of course, Ablich just made his return. It would be, not in his best interest to immediately leave. Hoth is, as always, still in charge. And Avina and Koss, they're always busy. They always take on so much work. So, really, at the moment, I'm the only person who has any availability. So I am going. If that's alright.
Spark just kind of like looks visibly upset, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I told them that I didn't have to go along if they were, you know, worried about it, but Hoth thinks he would feel more at ease if I was there to keep an eye on Mom. And on Spock. He wants me to keep an eye on you as well, because he's very worried about you. He loves you very dearly.
They kind of make them. They kind of just grumble. You can't really hear what they say, but it's kind of like, why should he care?
We're not even drunk anymore.
Mm.
That's like slightly not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Did have that coffee and Jack. Yeah. So, now the rest of you guys are just packing up your stuff to, you know, get ready whenever Venus comes to collect y'all. So if you have any things you need to quickly do before leaving the planet.
Yeah.
I think Spark should
Kalina's
probably tell
gonna-
Maggie.
Yeah.
Kalina's gonna go tell her family and just like, hey, so,
We're going on an expedition into this universe.
and she's also, like, she just shows up in the new armor.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Her mom is just like, oh my gosh, you look just like your father.
Yep. Mother's crying.
Should probably tell his mom.
Colbert, go talk to your mommy. Yeah. So,
I'm gonna.
if you don't want to, like,
Well, I'm actually
play
gonna.
things, that's good.
What I want to do is to get Jade and my mom and tell them both together.
Oh boy. Introduce your boyfriend to your mom. And tell them you're leaving for space all in one fell swoop. What a fucking emotional roller coaster.
Hey boyfriend, this is my mom. This is my boyfriend. Also, I'm going to space. Bye.
Bye. Lock this off in a rocket and then leaves them in the dust.
In
And
space.
Jade is just like,
Oh,
ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
bows respectfully.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, so
Have we not done anything?
I'm guessing that everybody sort of goes off to their respective people that they're talking to and informs them of things.
To the... I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Tagok just goes to the pet store with the bow and is like, can you look after her while I'm gone?
Aww.
Just like, she doesn't have fucking family members there. She's got her dog lizard.
Yeah, my dog. The dog lizard. Yeah. Kalina and Tagok can go drop their pets off. Art.
Yeah. I love Bao.
We love
Bow.
Bow in this household.
Bao.
Mom.
We have enough fun having a Bao plushie.
What's up then?
Oh my god, yes. A Bao
It would take
plushie.
forever to crochet. That would take so long to crochet. Oh dear.
It'll be worth it.
Ben?
They're like telling his people in the Immortal Alliance. Anastasius just quickly goes back to his room to grab his for now makeshift power armor.
Hell yeah. Maybe you can talk to the engineers on the ship at some point and see if they can help you with your little project.
Right now, I'll talk to them like after this expedition, and I just for now want to see like where the kings are with
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing.
Yeah. So, does anybody want to roleplay anything like specific? Like,
I would like to, but
yes.
if
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
For it.
Spark talking to Maggie.
yeah, so yeah, Spark's gonna go find Maggie. It is like, hey, so I know you probably don't care that much, but I'm gonna be leaving for a bit.
They sort of make like a pouty face and they're like, "Aw, where are you going off to?"
Space. Yeah.
As you do.
They make like a fucking mouth agape. They're like, "Oh my god, you're going to space? When?"
Today? Like, I'm gonna be leaving soon?
Well, I'm glad you visited me before leaving. My god. And then they like get up and they like go to grab something and they give you like this thick like journal and they hand it to you and they're like, "I really, really, really want you to like write about what's going on up there. I mean, nobody's ever been to space here on Vera. Like, that's completely uncharted. I mean, of course we have like, you know, the fantasy novels about it, like Space Ranger, but nobody's ever been to space. You have to give us your like fucking first person perspective of what space is like." And they're just like so excited.
They kind of look at the journal and then look at Maggie and go, you do realize that I can't write very well, right?
Maggie picks up a paper of theirs and is like, listen, my handwriting is kind of crap. I mean, look at this. And they show you their handwriting, and it's like barely readable. And they're like, honestly, unless you're actively trying to make it hard for me to read what you're writing, I should get it. Don't worry, just try your best. I know you've got this. I believe in you. And they give you a hug.
They hug back. Their face is a little flushed, but they don't talk about that.
And they sort of squeeze you and like lay their head on like your chest because they're that small. And they're like, and stay safe, okay? I don't want you getting hurt out there. I don't even know what's up there.
I don't think they would say anything. I think they're just so surprised by that comment that they just kind of look at Maggie and are like, huh?
Yeah, but Maggie, like, pulls back eventually and is like, okay, this is a lot. Of course, please stay safe, as I said. Don't stress yourself out about taking notes, just like, you know, the basics, and if there are any fun details you want to talk about, but I guess I'll see you when you get back. Yeah?
And they just kind of like rapidly nod. And also, post Maggie interaction, don't they have to go to Zephyrus to get like drawing of his head if they're gonna go through with the fake head plan?
Ooh, yeah, probably.
So does anybody wish to go with them?
Anastasia would.
Absolutely.
Also gonna go.
Is the whole squad going, I guess?
The whole squad.
Maybe like a last minute trip around the town or something, like a last minute shopping trip.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so we're stopping at the gas station, we're stopping at the Quick Trip.
Alright, we're gonna stop at the fucking Wawa, fill up on snacks, take a piss. We're not stopping until we run out of gas in 3 hours.
Not are there like gas stations in space for
I mean, there's space stations, which are like the space equivalent of gas stations. You stop at the station, you fuel up, and, you know,
get a snack,
get rations.
take a piss.
I mean, there's bathrooms on this spaceship, but
I know, but still.
yeah. Go to the spa on the space station. But yeah. So I'm guessing that all of you sort of head off to go find Zephyrus and take a little drawing of his head.
Yep.
They are trying to be as accurate as possible. They have dimensions.
Yes.
Zephyrus is like, you know, being as still as possible. He's had to sit still for portraits before. He understands.
This is a very important portrait, sir.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But, yeah, Verbena is actually there right now, and she says that she'll just go with you guys when you leave. Out from here, and, you know. Big chillin'. But yeah.
Chillin'.
You guys get a sketch of his head and like are able at some point while you're drawing, Venus comes in and she's like, "Oh, that's where you guys are. I was looking for you. At least you're all together."
No, I'm not.
Venus like playfully rolls her eyes. She's like, "Oh, you." But she's like, I see you're working on that plan. And Venus is like, wait, I got something that might be able to help. And she takes out her tablet and she like holds up a little sensor to like his skin and like his snakes, and he's like, and she says, all right, so I just got the hexacodes for this, so we can be as accurate as possible with the colors.
Spark asks Venus about like supplies in order to make a replica, and like just like, should I bring my honor? Do you guys have that kind of stuff on hand?
Venus says that they pretty much would have everything to be able to make that. It's just a matter of like having the engineers calibrate everything. So she like rambles on and tells you that they have a program where you'll more or less be able to from your sketch create a 3D sculpt and then like make it. Basically 3D printer. Blender to 3D printer. Out of like organic material.
It's more like SolidWorks to 3D
Themselves
printers.
have come a long way.
When there's an art program, it only does 3D modeling, so it would be really, really, really difficult to transfer that to something that would 3D print. So it
Yeah.
probably work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, you know, you're gonna render the head and everything, and then 3D print it out of like a carbon-based man-made organic material to mimic like living flesh, but it isn't. They have some pretty advanced stuff, so they're gonna do that. She tells you that they should have as much as they need, but if need be, they can stop at the nearest space station on the way in and like pick up the carbon filaments, more or less. Hold on, I need to look at that fucking link that you sent. Oh yeah, the fucking snake sword. Yeah, if you want to, yes, you definitely can find snake sword for Starbibka. Yeah, Starbibka.
I feel like Kalina like has probably like maybe like split off from the group for a second. It's just like, you know, like she probably has some like last minute errands to run.
Yeah.
And maybe she sees it in like a windowsill or something. I don't know.
She's just like, oh, perfection.
It's like, oh, that's a pretty bracelet. Oh, that's not a bracelet.
It's a sword.
Yeah. Imagine it would have like the stats of just a regular rapier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little fun, just a little silly. Maybe big enough to be a necklace. Like a choker necklace.
Choker.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be kind of risky if something were to go wrong. You would just slice your neck open.
I mean, I imagine that it like clicks in, so it doesn't
Yeah.
just slide out. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah.
How much?
I'm just gonna say you decide a reasonable price and take that out of your inventory. I do not give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't fucking care.
Voice there.
White boy. Looking for a man in finance. Yeah. So eventually, everything with drawing Zephyrus's head is done. And all of y'all start reconvening, and then Venus is going to lead you to where you're going to meet up with Juan to teleport to the ship.
Wait, so which ship are we taking?
We're taking his ship.
Oh.
We are not taking Verbina's, or her dad's ship, rather.
Yeah.
So you sort of meet in like this like main courtyard area I'm thinking it's the courtyard that the initial meeting was had, where
Boink.
hmm?
When the boink boink happened.
Yeah, when the boink happened. In that same courtyard where Colbert and Jade fucked. And Colbert's like, I remember this place. I remember it here. Nice foliage.
Yeah, foliage.
Mm.
Of multiple kinds.
God damn it.
Yeah, so, Juan, basically tells you that as soon as you board the ship, they are going to be, recalibrating your mass, is what he says.
I'll be tall.
Yeah. Is that what Spark says? Be tall?
Yeah, they do the
That'd be so
yippee,
weird.
and then I'll be tall.
Yeah. And then Venus is like, in short, you're just gonna grow a little bit because if you stay at your normal height, the gravity is going to make you severely sick.
Oh.
Yeah. The pressure of the gravity it's staying at your current size will make you ill. So we have to calibrate your mass to size you up to the calibration of the gravity and closer to our sizes. Venus is currently at her like full height right now, so like as tall as Verbena basically.
Oh lord.
And then Venus is like, in short, you're gonna be big. But after a little bit of Venus like using her tablet to converse with the ship, she sort of like tells you to all stand in like, you know, a close together formation so that like it can just one big beam. She's like, all right, okay, stand here, stand here, stand here, come hither, beam me up, Scotty. But yeah, you're standing there, and then like you sort of see this like light trail in front of you and like around you, and it's sort of like aurora colors, just sort of like, and you like hear this like faint sound of like, imagine Minecraft beacon sounds, but like not as loud and annoying. Because goddamn, microwave underwater sounds, motherfucker. But you sort of like, your vision sort of like gets a little staticky almost as like the aurora sort of takes over, and you can't like, it's not transparent and you can't see like the gardens anymore, and it's just, you feel like your body's you feel the echo of her saying that in like the group, as you sort of like feel yourself being lifted, like gravity is pulling you up, and it's like it's a weird feeling, and it's almost stomach turning, but like it's not, you're not gonna puke, you just like
Like
but
the feeling when you're like at zero gravity, like
yeah,
like you know when you go at that certain point on like a roller coaster, or when you're on the swing, when you're like you've swung back up or down, and like it's just that brief moment of weightlessness.
yes, it is that.
Yeah. But that oh god, that for like a solid few seconds. Oh god.
It's like for maybe 2 full seconds of you going whoop, and then you seem to be standing in what looks to be this big pad where there are like LED lights on the floor that are like radiating out, and you see like the scale of how huge this ship is. It is absolutely built for people that are like Verbena and Juanlan's height, and taller. Definitely, you can see that taller people would definitely be in here. Yes, you have your hand raised, Ben.
like growing taller. You hear her.
Oh, you're not growing taller yet.
Hmm,
You're just being
funny.
teleported.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Once
D-
we get to there, you'll
What?
hear his bones that aren't bones. It just right aching like.
Oh my god.
Crackle, crackle, snap,
Words
crackle,
are
pop.
choppy.
He's a little crunchy.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, so you see like this big transporter room and like a couple you know, crewmates. Don't you fucking, I know what you're thinking. Don't. Fuck you, it's not Among Us. There's no imposter.
I
You're
wasn't gonna say anything until you said don't.
I've doomed myself. I always doom myself. I anticipate your shenanigans and then it fuels you. I'm gonna fucking get you. But
Yeah, you're gonna have to
yeah.
wait a few months.
I know. I'm very patient. So the crewmates are like sitting up on the control panel. And Juan, Verbena, and Venus step aside. And then they seem to be like at the control panel, they're like doing stuff. And one of them's like recalibrating in 3, 2, 1, and then they like press a big button. Not like that forceful, but you know, for dramatic effects.
I want to press the button.
And you all like, you're standing there and you like, it almost feels like you're like expanding, like you feel a slight tingling in your flesh and you're like, what the fuck. And you sort of like look down and you can see that like the floor is getting farther away from you and that the ceiling is getting closer, and eventually you are all calibrated to appropriate heights. Of course you are still shorter than most of the crew and like Verbena and such, but you're more appropriately scaled to be with this group. Anastasius, you are a lot closer to the height of Verbena. So like you are probably like about Venus's height, and Venus is like maybe like comparatively like if Verbena was here, Venus would be here. So you're like a little bit shorter than Verbena.
Okay.
Same goes for Kane. So Kane is actually a little bit bigger than he usually is, but not by much. He's probably the person that scaled the least. But you know, all of you are like appropriately scaled. You can, yeah, it's weird. You're like, oh. You just sort of like, it's like they took the fucking select box and like expanded.
Scratch that JPEG.
Sure, mutilate that JPEG, baby. Oh yeah.
Kalina, after this happens, you actually see her pull out a new sketchbook, and like you do, just like notebook, sketchbook, whatever. And she starts like like jotting down notes and doodling, just looking at everything around her.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so excited because she's a nerd.
Yeah, but once you guys are all calibrated, Juanlan turns to you all and says, all right, welcome to the ISS Twilight. And then he like presses the button on the door and like the the shutter doors open and you can like see what is basically this big open main hall, like the center room. And this is like the research hall, more or less. There are engineers like working on like different things. There's like this big LED screen with like a sort of 3D rotating map of like the solar system you're currently in, like the star system you're in. And they're like tracking stuff. You know, there's just a lot of stuff. There is you can see sort of like off in the distance on like the other side of the room, there's like this almost greenhouse in this main hall that has these you know, all these alien flora that they're growing on the ship and stuff.
Kalina looks like she's about to explode.
Uh,
You see her just like rapidly taking down notes and drawing and just looking everywhere. She's maybe like even tapping her little feet a little bit.
excited.
Because like she's in her armor, so it probably sounds a bit more clunky.
Tap, 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 tap. Tink, tink, tink.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah. So, Juan tells you that this is the research hall, and this ship is like a, it's not a warship or like a diplomatic ship or anything. This is a research ship. The main, like, thing they do is research. So, a lot of this ship is dedicated to research. It's a lot like the Enterprise from Star Trek. Not in shape, just in function. I want you to know that the name for this chapter in my notes is called The Final Frontier. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a nerd. I watched the original series. I have it on.
I did too.
I had it on DVD, but my mom gave it to her coworker, who's also a giant nerd.
Damn, I'm sorry. Can Spark just turn to Venus and be like, we should probably start on the 3D printing now?
Venus is like, yeah, alright, let's do that. Follow me. It's actually one floor up. And Venus, like, grabs your hand and leads you to, like, in the center of the room, there's this circular pad, and she steps on it, and there's, like, a little console on a, like, stick in the middle, and she, like, taps on it, and then you guys see that, like, this pad raises up out of the floor, and, like, there's shafts of light that are guiding it up, and it, like, raises them to the floor above.
Oh, that is so cool! That's amazing! Like, Kalina, like, she's just like... She's trying to scribble down as fast as she can, but there's so many things!
Clement puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like, Kalina, there will be plenty of time for you to take notes. Just calm down, girl. Kalina, we're gonna be here for almost a full month.
Will that be enough time?
I'm sure it will be. Ben nodding while eating his fucking noodles.
Bro, can I have some? Can I have some? Pass it over.
What kind of noodles you got, Shoddy?
Perfect.
Angel Heller spaghetti.
Dude, that's what I was having.
Hey.
But yeah, Kalina, she just looks at Clement and sighs
Hmm.
before putting away her pen and notebook.
Verbena is amused. She's not laughing, but she is amused by it. Yeah, but Kane, now that like you've put away your notebook, Kane seems to be like a little nervous. He's like kind of like pulling in on himself a little bit. And you notice that like people in the crew are kind of like making passing glances at him. And like some of them are whispering to others.
And Kalina, she sees this and she actually just takes his hand.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's just like, don't focus on them.
He just kind of nods. And then he sort of mumbles, just so you can hear it. Like, talking quietly. He's like, have to get into the role of being a servant anyways. Right? Yeah. If you forgot, Kane has to pretend to be a servant.
Bullshit. Tegok does not approve.
Yeah,
Of course Tegok
doesn't matter.
Tegok does not approve of subservience.
Yeah, it unfortunately doesn't matter what Tegok thinks because...
Yeah.
Wait, question, is
I
he
know.
in like a disguise or something?
Currently, no. But, of course, the members of the crew aren't going to do anything because of, like, the looming threat of Huanlan being, like, extremely powerful. And if they, like, act out and, you know, do something treacherous, he could kill them in an instant if he wanted to.
Yeah, true.
Damn, Ben is chugging.
Ben, go. Chug, chug, chug,
chug,
chug,
chug,
chug,
chug.
Oh god, here he goes. Yeah! Chug that water, boy.
Put that water in there.
Drink your water! Don't die, but drink your water!
Chad, I wish y'all could see this, just like, cause we all, cause like a couple of us have our cameras on, and Ben, well, I'm actually gonna turn on.
Ben has this big ass water bottle that looks like a fucking laundry detergent tub.
It really does.
And he like fully throws it back each time. And I love it.
It's bigger than his head.
It is, it really is.
Ben a huge guy?
Yeah, Ben's a big man. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. But
Mostly real benefit, actually.
yeah, let's go to Spark actually, and see what Spark and Venus are up to with their little arts and crafts project.
They're probably currently uploading their sketches into a 3D space and just trying to get it oriented.
Yeah, we're putting it in the scanner right now. Nyom,
Yeah.
nyom.
If you look at them, they're very clearly upset about something, but aren't, like, elaborating.
You can tell that Venus, like, has caught on to you being upset, but is opting not to inquire about it at this moment. You have a feeling she's gonna ask about it later.
Not if I would topic. But I feel like scanning probably didn't take that long, so then they're kind of just like in the SolidWorks equivalent of
Yeah.
whatever
Futzing
they're
with
using,
stuff.
and just like drawing it up.
Yeah, having the engineers help and stuff. Because the engineers are like, what are you working on? What you working on, pal?
Do you think that
For
Spark would be pretty good at that? Designing in a 3D space like that, SolidWorks.
Yeah,
space modifier?
Spark catches on pretty quickly, I would imagine. And they're just like, oh, oh.
It's fucking SolidWorks.
Yeah, but, so, you guys pretty much get the sculpt of Zephyrus's head like roughed out, and then you're able to like more or less paste in some like stock textures like skin texture, scale texture, stuff like that. It's pretty easy. You catch on really quickly. You're pretty good at this, Shoddy. And the only thing is that y'all don't have quite enough carbon filaments to do all of the like snakes. So Venus says that we should probably hold off until we have enough carbon filaments, which the nearest space station is about like 6 days away. So once you get the carbon filaments, then we'll do the sculpt, which should only take about like 48 hours at most. She tells you that the only reason we can't do half and half is because it'll leave a pretty big seam.
Yeah, and Spark makes a comment that they should probably get extra carbon filament at least to make 2, just in case.
Yeah.
Because it's probably gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
It's gonna go wrong.
Venus makes a note of it, but not in the system. She makes a like actual physical note of it on paper. She takes a while to try to find the paper because they don't have much paper. They do everything on screens and on tablets and in the computer system. But she is very insistent about we do this on paper so that this cannot be tracked.
Fair enough.
And then she also encrypts the file for the 3D model so that if anybody were to go in and try to access that file without a password that just the two of you know, it would corrupt. And also fuck up the computer.
So no head?
It's like encrypted, so there's like a virus. She puts a fucking virus in there, so if anybody tries to access it to figure out what's going on, it's gonna like install fucking malware on their computer, and the file is gonna be corrupted anyways. So, you know.
The Spark asks if they should make a dummy file.
Yeah. Venus Venus agrees to that, and is like, you're getting pretty good at this, kiddo.
They just give a thumbs up.
They have the snart.
They just make a comment about having to sneak around a lot, and then just start making like a dummy file. It probably would be like just a model of a fish or something, and it says "haha, fucking idiot"
Yeah.
on the bottom of it.
The fish is programmed to just rotate and play music.
Yeah,
Do 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 do. Yeah, just that.
We're all just dancing.
But after that, Venus is like, alright, so I'm sure that probably everybody has already been led to their quarters already, so how about I show you to yours?
Oh, okay.
And Venus like nudges you and is like, since you're, you know, a warlock and all, you get a special one.
You're just gonna go. Oh.
Yeah, you've got a special room. And then she drags you to your special room. And yeah. Your room has like this big bay window that like looks out into space.
I fucking love windows.
And you've also got like your own like nice bathroom and everything. It's like a full suite. And in the room there is like, you know, a little kitchenette sort of thing for you. and she opens up the fridge, and there's like a ton of fruit in there. There's like, it's filled with like special food for you and stuff.
It's because they made one comment about really liking fruit.
Yeah. And Juan's like,
I got you.
gift. Ha. Ha. Yeah. And
They're just looking at the fruit or like, oh.
but yeah, Venus is kind of like leaned up against the counter. You know, that very gay lean where like the hands are like behind on the counter and they're leaned up against it. And she's like, so, earlier, Spark, you looked a bit miffed about something. You feeling alright?
They're probably just gonna reply with that they're fine. There's nothing really going on. And I'm pulling out my sheet because you might want me to make a deception check.
Yes, make a deception check against Beanies.
21. Of the fucking thing.
So 21, huh?
Yeah, did you roll really high?
Let's see. My dice are all the way over here. I have to turn around.
Why did you put them over there?
Cause that's the only fun I can, but well, she got a nat 20.
Yes, but she sees through that shit.
Yeah, sees through that immediately, just like, nope.
Nope. We know.
She just kind of like pouts and she's like, oh, come on, buddy. Obviously something's bothering you. Did somebody say something? Who do I need to smack?
Ooh.
They kind of just like snort at that and go, no, it's stupid.
Well, even if you think it's stupid, maybe it'll help to talk about it.
They kind of, they look to the side and go, I'm just worried that this whole trip I'm gonna be infantilized again. I'm treated like a child. Not really allowed to do my own thing.
She nods and she's like, I can see how that would be really aggravating. I mean, I'm sure you thought you were gonna be alone with this, huh? So did we.
In my defense, I was interrogated.
We don't blame you at all, honestly. I mean, Juan definitely had a backup in case you were, you know, interrogated and they made you tell everything. But he was hoping that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But hey.
And they kind of just,
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
they kind of just shrug and go, I know they mean well, but it just feels like they don't trust my ability to be my own person. And then get confused as to why I have self-esteem issues.
She nods. She's like, yeah, I get it. But hey, there's gonna be plenty of time for you to showcase just how incredible you can be on your own. And then she gives you a little wink.
They smile and kind of give like Venus a half hug.
Yeah. And she like pats your back and she's like, besides, they're not a Chaos Warlock. You are.
Hee hee. I'm sorry.
Tee
Hee hee hee.
little guy. But yeah. But by now, all of the rest of you have been shown your nice new quarters for the time being. You know, y'all have windows, but Spark's window is bigger. But you know, you have some really nice quarters. They're very futuristic, very fancy. This is like the guest suite for like if, you know, diplomats or people are passing through and are staying on the ship. That's you. That's you. That's you. Hahaha.
I'm a diplomat.
Yeah. But at some point, Verbena does pull Kane aside to talk to him privately. And after he gets back, he talks to you, Kalina, about how she basically had to debrief him on, like, how, as a servant, he would have to supposed to act. And he was like, she was really torn up about it. She didn't like talking about it, but she wants me to be safe. But yeah. And he basically got given some new clothes to wear that are more in line with like what is socially acceptable. Cause, you know, he usually doesn't wear a fucking shirt or shoes. Can't.
No shoes, no shirt, no service.
Yeah, he can't be rocking with his titties out. That's gonna look bad for his master. So he was basically given a new uniform to wear that is actually pretty similar to Venus's in like its styles, but it's purple. It's more in line with like your vibe, Kalina. Since the consensus has been that, like, since the two of you are, like, close and know each other and are, like, friends, that, Kane is going to pretend to be your servant.
Okay. Gotcha.
You don't ask him about this, but he had to decide who to pick, and he chose you.
Zip.
God damn. God damn. Huh. But, yeah. So, yeah.
Do you like tell Kalina all about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tells you that he's gonna from now on, he is going to be acting as your servant, like, outside of, like, the suites.
Yeah.
Like, outside of these doors, he is going to be your servant. And, like, take orders from you.
Yeah. Kalina, like, she just kind of blinks and just says, huh.
Yeah.
That is going to be an adjustment, I'm going to be honest with you.
Believe me, it's gonna take a while.
Okay, we'll do it together.
Yeah. But,
This out.
yeah. But Mom wanted all of us to meet so she can, discuss your fake identities.
Of course.
Yeah, so after that, all of you sort of head over to where Verbena is. She's in a meeting room. And if you've ever fucking watched The Next Generation, it's like that meeting room with like the long table and like the windows. I'm a little bit of a fucking nerd. I love Star Trek. Oh,
Kalina's
Star
trying
Trek is so much better
not
than
to,
Star
like,
Wars.
I know.
grab her sketchbook out of her pocket.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying like you see her hands are like flexing.
Yeah.
Like, don't draw.
Yeah. But once you get to the meeting room, Verbena and Juan are there, and they have like a stack of stuff with them. They have like they have these like tablets and like different tech pieces for all of you to have. And then like physical paperwork for you guys to keep and, you know, take note of if you're, you know.
Fun. I love words.
That's good. That's good. So Verbena, she starts out and she says that from here on out, like in the public eye, you all have to assume new identities as like different people of different classes serving under, you know, the Empire. Spark, you get your like fake identification first, and your fake identification is that you are a mercenary that has been hired by Juan from Star System Axelon 738 Beta. Write that down, please.
Give me a second, I'm bandaging my thumb.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you saw.
Okay, hold on. New note. What is it?
Star System Axelon 738. I said Beta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a mercenary from the Star System Axelon 738 Beta that Juanlan has hired to be under his service. And you are given like an identification card and everything. And you still get to use your name, but now like you have records of your existence that if somebody looks you up, that's gonna be the record.
Legally, this is who you are.
Yeah. Identity theft.
It's not a crime if you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Alright, who else? Who wants to learn their fake identity next?
I mean, I'm cool if nobody else wants to go.
Yeah. So Kalina, Verbena tells you that you can still absolutely be a diplomat, and that you are a diplomat from the what is known as the Crystallarian Empire, which is a neighboring empire to her family's dynasty. And it works since you have like crystals in your stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, you are from the Crystallarian home planet of fuck. I'm coming up with this on the fly, guys. I gotta be real.
It's okay.
No worries, buddy.
What's a good crystally themed name for a planet, man? What the fuck?
Aquamarine?
Yeah, that works. That definitely works. So you are from the Crystallarians' home planet of Aquamarine.
Okay.
And you are, of course, a diplomat. And, you know, you are, like, basically hitching a ride on, the ISS Twilight to come to, the Empire.
Do I have a new name?
No.
Okay.
Well, you don't have a new first name, but your last name has been altered slightly.
Okay.
It is Bright Gem. Kalina Bright Gem.
Hey. Points at you. You stole that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Is there somebody in your campaign named Bright Gem? Am I stupid?
No, that was gonna be Annalise's last name originally, and then I changed
Oh
it.
shit, I forgore. I forgore.
Oh wow.
I fucking forgore about that. Holy shit.
Surprise.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Alright. Who next? Ben raises his hand. Ben is raising his hand. Alright, Ben. Alright, Ben. So you are a you are an upper class merchant. That lives in the Illithid Empire, and you are an Illithid hybrid.
Octopus Man.
Mm-hmm. Illithids exist outside of Baldur's Gate, you fucking dweebus.
Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, so the Illithids do not have a home planet. You just supposedly were spawned on and exist in one of the various Nautiloid motherships. And you are a merchant.
Question.
Yes.
Instead of a merchant, am I allowed to be a mechanic?
Yes. You can ask them to change the records real quick because, you know, everything hasn't been set in stone yet. So, yeah. Just write down your fake identities somewhere, guys. Heart. Love you guys.
Doing it in comics.
Yeah. So, yeah. You are an Illithid hybrid.
Can you please spell that, please?
ILLITHID. Illithid. I'm pretty sure I spelled that right.
Sounds right.
Yep.
Okay. I got it, I think.
Alrighty. Who wanna go next?
I will.
Alright, Tagok, Rabina prefaces by saying, I know this is weird, and it's gonna feel weird, but you have to trust me on this one. You're a noble.
Baller.
You actually see Kalita just like kind of just like look over like, huh?
Yeah, Rabina actually explains to you that, the accent that the two of you have is widely regarded as an accent that is, like, you know, synonymous with nobility.
Oh.
So because she's Southern, she's
Yes!
noble.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Southern noble accent. Yeah, so you're a noble.
Alright.
And, there is a lesser empire called the Magmatic Empire, which is a race of people that, basically were born from, like, the hot plasma of stars. So they, like, and they take on, like, different, elements from planets they, go to. So, like, you know, absorb rock and stuff, and then magma. So you are a noble of the Magmatic Empire, but, like, a lesser noble, so, like, you're not as well known.
Okay.
Heart.
Understood.
And you can absolutely keep your name that you have,
Cool.
because they found that the name Mukrith is actually, like, a very long-standing one in the Magmatic Empire. They did some research on it. So they were able to, like, very loosely connect you to that lineage.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hell
She's
yeah.
gonna be very confused by this, and she's like, alright,
It's like, what do you mean?
I will
Okay.
just be intimidating and silent.
Mm-hmm. And next, Clement is given like the identity that he is an advisor to Tagok.
Okay.
I still get to shit on fancy pants. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still get to make little jabs at him, and you know it's fun.
Beautiful.
So
Love that.
Clement is your
And it also
advisor,
makes sense
Tagok.
given he's actually a noble.
Yeah. And he's gonna like be able to teach you about like, you know, noble etiquette and shit.
Fucking princess and the pauper looking shit.
Yeah. Who else do we have? We've got Sarzoth. I'm gonna have it so that Sarzoth, oh shit, because Sarzoth, Audrey isn't here, I totally forgot that, Astraeus is here also, so, of course, because they're always fucking together. They're always together. It's a given. He's not gonna go anywhere without his Pookie. Pookie's missing. But, Sarzoth is, like, around the rank of Duke, or like a very low standing, lord kind of a deal. And Astraeus is, you know, under his service. A servant of his. Very similar ordeal with Kalina and Kane, just a little different.
Okay, so Sarzoth is, oh, sorry, I'm trying to take down notes of all this.
A low-ranking lord.
And then Astraeus is like an advisor, servant?
Yeah.
Is Freya also here?
Yes, Freya is also here.
Oh, baby!
Let's go.
Yeah, like the snake boys are probably here as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's actually kind of sweet that, like, you know, they're with their dad. Their dad decided to come along.
Yeah, I'm just trying to write down everyone.
Verbena, like, has asked, both of them, Nyoka and Chatu, like, any thoughts about, like, what kind of association they want to be in with, and they have chosen that they want to, like, stay in sort of like a pod, if you will. So, both Nyoka and Chatu are also going to be under the service of you, Kalina, as a diplomat, so they're going to be more like guards.
Ah, bodyguards, okay. Tega got replaced.
Colbert, let's do you, King. So, alright, I'm coming up with all of this on the fly, so you have to give me a quick second. I'm trying my hardest.
You're doing so good.
Do you have any, like, throw-about suggestions, Caleb?
They could be either mercenary.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah, something like a mercenary.
Mercenary. Alright. Okay, so,
That could also be useful for the close friendship that Colbert and Spark have.
true. Okay, mercenaries. So,
Like, you know, they're
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that like Verbena has talked to some of y'all like before this meeting and stuff. So Colbart, you are also a mercenary from the same star system that Spark was a part of, Axelon 738 Beta. And you know, the two of you usually work together as partners in like your little lore. So you guys were hired together on contract. And they have written up a mock contract for this, if anybody asks. So
How is the turning into bird thing playing? Like, is that like a thing that can happen?
yeah, like magic and stuff is absolutely a thing. Like most people just see magic as like an extension of science in the known universe.
Bark is gonna dap up Colbert.
The fucking the sharp dap up of Piccolo.
Yeah.
What's good, my G?
What's good, my G?
Alright, so who else do we have? We have Freya. Is Freya the last one?
Yeah,
I would believe
I don't
so.
have anyone else written down.
Yeah, I believe that Freya's the last one.
Anastasius, Tegak, Clement, Starza, Streyas, Colbert, Yoka, and Chatsu.
I just accidentally stuck the eraser into my pencil in my fucking nostril.
Oh, don't do that.
It just kind of slipped in there. Pause. But it was decided that like Freya is somewhat of a like lower ranking mercenary than Spark and Colbart, and is kind of like their little apprentice.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Aww.
Yeah, so Freya is Colbart and Spark's apprentice that is like, you know, a mercenary in training.
Thank you for that, Jade.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Squid mechanic is so fucking funny to me.
Squid. Octopus mechanic. Alright, so Verbena like asks you guys if you have any questions about stuff. And like she tells you that like there's a bunch of info that they have written down in the files for you guys, like about like the star systems you're from, the empires and such like that. So like if you're asked questions, you can just make shit up on the fly with this knowledge.
Baller.
Alright.
But do you guys have any questions for Verbena and Juanman?
I'm just. This is weird.
I'm a noble. Oh.
She's like, I swear I would never become one, but I have, but the.
I have to play the part. Ah.
I have to.
Kind of glances over at Tegak and just kind of gives like a little bit of a smile. Just like,
Good job. You did it.
Anastasius just quickly he opens the door to his power armor, steps out, and he pats take off on the back. Just so we can complete a mission.
She's just upsetty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still our angry fire friend in our heart. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. She's just.
Tegak's gonna get like fawned over by noble ladies and stuff because like
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
yeah, And
she's
she's
have to resist like punching them and telling them to fuck off.
Kalina telepathically sends a message. Tagok, you can do this. You can do
Spark
this.
would put a message saying, "Do it."
words of encouragement. Do not punch.
She's like, I have to do this, but I fucking hate it. She's like,
I know what I
like,
must
if
do.
some rich ass prick comes up to me, I am going to kill him.
Yeah. Luckily for you, the denizens of the Magmatic Empire are known for their short tempers.
Yay!
Yeah. This is noted in like the file that Verbena gives to you. She's like
Fantastic.
there's like notes that Verbena's put. She's like, you know, this really does fit with you, huh? Short temper, on fire.
Just like, yeah.
For real. Can Spark turn to Colbert and be like, "Okay, we gotta come up with our super tragic anime backstory."
Our super tragic anime backstory about how our parents are dead and we found each other, found family.
Freya, you need to join in on this. We need to incorporate your tragic anime backstory.
I already have a tragic backstory.
He already has a tragic backstory.
I already have a tragic backstory.
I'm pretty sure Colbert's the only one who doesn't already have a tragic anime backstory.
I mean, it's a little tragic. Yeah.
Lost his dad.
Yeah, all three of us already have tragic anime backstory.
Yeah.
Rip.
Our tragic anime backstories. Daddy issues.
Ask me about my lore.
My lore. The
My
lore? The lore.
Would you like to know? Would you like to know my lore?
The lore. Yeah.
Can Spark ask Juan
Press
where
X
the
for
alcohol
lore.
is?
What was that, Finn?
Spark ask Juan where the alcohol is.
Juan, even though the mask is on, you can see that he's giving like a slightly disapproving look, like, come on. Let's not do that.
Devastating.
Juan also like makes note of something on his like screen, and Spark, can you make a wisdom check for me to see if you can like read the reverse text?
Is the note get Spark a therapist?
Not this note. He's probably already noted that down.
It's probably just it's a pure wisdom check.
Yeah.
God, please be nice to me. Oh my god, that's a nat 20.
Alright, so you are able to deduce that Juan more or less writes block all alcohol to the food transposer in Spark's room.
Hey, perfect poison one.
He points his stylus at you and says, I need you sober.
I'm able to function perfectly fine while being drunk. I've proven it before. Was perfectly fine last night.
He like tilts his head, just like the emotionless tilt. Just like, are you sure about that?
I am 100% certain.
Anastasia quickly asks, question. If for some reason I need to grab a power, if for some reason I need to grab a barrel of meat for power, am I allowed to?
We don't exactly have barrels of mead on the ship. All drinks are transposed through stations like these, and he points to like this little inlay into the wall, and then he types something in very quickly, and then like a glass sort of like shoots up from below, and then it fills with water. Again, Star Trek.
5,000 cigarettes.
I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. I just saw that clip. 5,000 cigarettes.
It's so stupid.
Okay, I need to find that clip now for you guys. But yeah, there are no barrels of meat on this ship. Any alcohol that you need is like transposed. But if you need like pure alcohol, he tells you that you can go to like the engineers level and they probably have it in like you know, in storage.
Understood.
But to be careful because it is more potent than mead.
Good to know.
It is like 99% pure alcohol.
It's gonna be a fun time. That's what that is.
Yeah. It's not for drinking. It's like fucking isopropyl level.
Yeah, but what if Spark mix it with something?
I'm gonna find it. 5,000 cigarettes.
I think it's 500 cigarettes, but still.
Same vibe.
It's still stupid as hell. Yeah, so any more questions, concerns?
I don't think Tagok even knows what to ask. I certainly don't.
Yeah.
With that, I guess you guys are dismissed and free to go back to your rooms. To, you know, unpack and settle in before takeoff. 500 cigarettes.
500 cigarettes.
And the machine's just like, okay, here you go.
Yeah. So I think Spark goes back to their room relatively quickly with no real conversation.
Yeah. Eats fruit sadly in their room.
Sad clown horn.
Sad clown horn. God damn it. You guys are all terrible.
Love you.
Yeah. Womp womp, baby. Womp womp. But, yeah.
Tagok's just kind of standing there, and I'm guessing Clement is next to her, and she's just kind of sighs. And she's like, let's get this over with.
he's like grinning. And he does a dramatic bow and he's like, "My lady." And then he immediately starts laughing, given that you guys are still in the meeting room. And he's like doubled over laughing.
Yeah. She's
Just
like,
normal Clement
this can't
interaction.
be it. And she's like, this trip can't be done soon enough.
Goodness gracious. Clement is just like wiping his tears and shit. That shit's funny as hell.
It is funny as hell, but Tagok's just
Grumpy.
Okay.
Grumpy.
She's like that tomboy girl that you have to ask to wear a dress.
Oh my god.
She's like, fine.
The 90s movie. They make
Do it.
They make her put on makeup in the worst fucking dress you've ever seen in your life, and then the boy's like, "Oh my god, she's beautiful."
She's gonna have to like wear noble clothes.
You can wear like more gender neutral clothes. You can still wear trousers and stuff. They're not gonna make you wear a
but, like,
dress.
they're not gonna be armor or practical.
Yeah, you're just gonna be wearing, like, nice clothes. Like, gala clothes every day, unfortunately.
Oh,
But you're gonna have some more, like, low-key outfits that are mostly just gonna be shirt and trousers and, like, a waistcoat or something.
yeah, which makes sense.
Just for pittering about the ship.
Hmm. She's just gonna. But, like, I could just picture her wearing these clothes, and she's just like, this is so light.
Where's
I'm
my
so
armor?
exposed. Where's.
My
She's so mad that
armor.
she probably can't carry her sword on her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to resort to glaring.
True.
Since apparently I can't do violence
Mm-hmm.
like a fucking loser.
You can still burn hands.
Oh,
Burn.
absolutely.
Magic.
Absolutely. I still have my fire magic, but like if I'm a noble, and then, you know, because this is Tagog's perception. She's like, if I'm a fucking noble, I'm not supposed to get my hands dirty.
Okay, you could, like, take a fucking glove off and slap somebody with it, and it's, like, red hot.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
And then it just burn mark on their face. Imagine that.
That'd go insanely hard.
Yeah.
It would. But yeah, she's just like, fine. Guess I'll fucking learn this shit. And they
Yeah.
the two of them probably go off to Tagog's room to learn and have her walk with a book on her head or some shit.
Oh no.
Posture.
But after you guys are all settled in, you get like a ping on your new tablets and such after you've been taught how to use them and stuff. And it's Huanlan saying that if you want to see Vera off when you depart, to meet in the observatory, and he like gives you the location. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be very, very, very
They're
weird.
just like standing there, all, you know, awaiting orders and such, awkwardly. It feels weird.
Yeah, it feels so weird.
You're role-playing while role-playing.
Yeah.
Inception.
This is wrong.
Caleb,
This
are
is just
you
so
okay?
wrong.
Like it
Caleb, you look perturbed, my sweet boy.
Someone on the TMNT Minecraft server, there's a pocket in the cave that is filled
Yeah, I saw.
with chickens.
They're-
Filled with chickens.
That's funny.
Just toss them out the window.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of eggs.
I saw the person doing that, by the way.
Oh my god.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's gonna lag the server, and I'm in like
Oh no.
Minecraft admin mode.
Oh no. Anyways, go ahead, Foxy.
yeah, Kalina, she looks at the three of them and she says, "Well, let's be open." And then like she pauses for a moment and she says, "This is still so weird."
Nyoka is just like grinning and he's like, "Yes, Duchess."
Kalina just gives Nyoka a look.
He grins and he's like, "Hee hee hee hee." And then,
This just feels like several layers of wrong.
yeah, Chatu's like, well, hopefully we have plenty of time to practice before we reach, you know, the palace.
Yes. But we have a month that hopefully should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be off then. Come on.
They all, like, you know, swiftly nod and then follow you. With, like, Nyoka and Chatu flanking you and then Kane behind you.
Kalina is just, like, internally, she's just like, oh boy.
This is fucking weird.
This is so weird.
This is blasphemy, right? This is blasphemy.
Like, I'm gonna get smited for this, aren't I?
Abelet would think it's so fucking funny.
Oh, he would.
He would laugh his ass off.
And once he finds out, because he will find out, he will never let Kane live it down.
Yeah. Ah, bitch. Yeah, just gonna absolutely fucking roast him about it. But, yeah. So, excuse me. You guys eventually, make it to the observatory, and it's basically like this beautifully decorated lounge area with, like, potted, plants and such, and lots of, you know, nice seating in front of this giant bay window that, like, stretches on for, like, pretty much the full, like, half of the room is just a window. And, like, outside, you can see Vera, like, you know, the clouds, and you can see the Arius tree down there, and its green glow. And, yeah, you can see the planet from up here. And, you know, everything feels so small looking down upon it.
Minor existential crisis.
A minor existential crisis in the morning, you know?
You know.
Normal. But, after, like, giving you guys some time to just sort of, like, look at the planet, like, at this scale, Juan, uses, like, a mic piece thing that he had, like, tucked in his robe, and you can hear him whisper, "Initiate takeoff."
Initiate takeoff.
Take off. Take off. Initiate takeoff!
Reaches for her sword that isn't here.
I'm just
I
imagining
need to fight something. I need to fight something.
they put Taegok in a blaster, and she gets blasted on another.
Like a torpedo. They put her in a spacesuit and fling her. I'm going to stab through your ship. I don't care if it's alien technology. I will stab it.
I will stab it.
So you guys sort of hear, like, the distant sounds of, like, engines starting up. Just like... And then, like, very slowly you see, like, as you're pulling away from the planet, getting, like, faster and faster. And eventually, you're so far away that, like, the planet is this tiny, tiny little speck. And then, once the planet is, like, more or less just a little, like, tiny little marble on the horizon, Juan, goes to the mic again and he says, "Bridge, initiate." Fuck. What's the fucking term? Oh my god, my brain stopped. Initiate light speed. Initiate light speed is what I wanted. Jesus Christ, my brain's shut off. But yeah. After like a second, like it seems like the ship stops, and then in an instant it just like and you see the stars like streaking past, like trails of light out of the window.
Like when you're driving at night in the snow.
Yep.
Real.
Or Star Wars.
Or Star Wars.
Or Star Trek.
Or Star Trek.
Or Star
The
Trek.
better
Warps.
run.
Warp speed!
Warp speed.
Make it so, says Captain Picard. Fucking. My eye hurt.
Oh dear.
You know, just a normal thing.
As it do.
Yeah, so now the ship has entered like warp speed, and you guys are going real fast through the universe.
We be zooming.
Zooming in, salmon.
And
Anastasia suggests. Anastasia suggests hit a wall. Use an ink print to do the speed.
Oh,
I mean, it actually shouldn't be affecting you in here. Because, you know, before warp speed is initiated, they calibrate it so that, like, you know, the force isn't exerted on the people inside.
Yeah, but
Maybe he's a bit dramatic, I don't know.
He's just a bit
I'm
Yeah,
a dramatic player.
Throws himself against the
Yeah.
wall like a, fuck.
no. Like the force of words.
The force of words.
Right?
Incredible.
Yes. Let's go with the force of lack of words and beauty in front of him. Just
Yeah.
I am astonished. Gets thrown against the wall.
Yeah.
Ragdolls.
I mean, hey,
And
technically,
astonished.
you know, he doesn't have any bones, so he just kind of splats.
Yeah.
yep.
So yeah, now you guys are sort of free to roam the ship and do whatever the fuck you want. Because you have been told that the next stop is going to be the space station. About 38 star systems over. And you'll be reaching it in 6 days.
Oh damn.
Yeah. At the current warp speed that you're going at, it'll take 6 days. And they're just stopping more or less to pick up the carbon filaments for the 3D printing. And if you guys want, you can get out and stretch your legs. What was that, Caleb?
Would they know what carbon is? Carbon filament is.
I imagine that you would know what the element carbon is, and like that it makes up most organic life. So like yeah. So basically the way these like specialized 3D printers work is they take different elements and combine them to make man-made like synthetic things. So they need the carbon filaments, which is like the main component for making synthetic flesh.
That is. Okay.
The fucking white thumb. Oh, that's stupid
I'll
looking.
take a screenshot of that.
Screenshot it. I just want to fucking take a JPEG of just the thumb.
Finally got rid of the 3 double chests of eggs.
Dear God.
There's more eggs as well, but that 3 double chests. That was meant for food.
Oh my God.
Kira is a menace on the server.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Come on.
Maybe like that.
Just gotta start eating them.
Spark just asks if Juan needs anything from them. Because, you know, mercenary thing. Playing into it.
Juan, playing up the part, and he says, "Not at this moment. I don't need anything from you, but I will be sure to contact you if anything arises." And then he, like,
Yeah.
gives you a little nod. It's like, you're free to go.
They nod back and then just kind of walk off. They don't say anything to anybody else.
Yeah.
Hover's gonna turn into a bird and perch on Spark's shoulder.
Yeah, burb.
They don't really seem to acknowledge you that much. They just seem to be pretty lost in thought.
That's understandable.
Lot of thinking. Lot of thonking.
A lot of thoughts.
Head so full.
Yet so empty.
Mm-hmm. Schrodinger's brain.
So true.
Caleb is fully, like, having a fucking moment on the server. It's like, what the fuck is this?
So cold.
Oh boy.
There's absolutely no cold.
Damn. But, yeah. So, you guys can now do whatever the fuck you want, really. You can explore the spaceship. You can, just hang out.
I think Kalina is going to explore around the ship.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do you want to explore?
Probably, like all like the more like sciencey bits.
Mm-hmm.
This is their ship, so there's probably a lot of sciencey bits.
Yes. Very sciencey to you.
Yes.
So like, of course there's...
Like a library or something.
Okay, so, they don't really have a library per se, but there are definitely, like, areas where you could get on these supercomputers and, like, look at archives. So you could, like, sit down in, like, one of the research lounge areas and, like, get on the computers and, like, you know, look stuff up.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
Kalina's first interactions with the internet. How fun.
Oh, God.
Cue
Just
the
don't
Bo
look up
Burnham
anything
song.
with Rule 34.
Oh god.
Do not.
Kalina finds porn.
Oh no!
Distraught, forever scarred.
Kane fucking covering the kid's eyes. Like, don't fucking look at that.
Yeah.
Degeneracy.
Oh my gosh.
The blasphemy.
Kalina clutches her pearls.
But yeah, Kalina's gonna do that. She's gonna, like...
Look up porn?
Go on the internet.
Or a degenerate?
Maybe.
What am I, a whore? A hussy?
Wah.
Are you calling me a liar? Well, I ain't exactly calling you a truther.
Yeah, Kalina explores the internet. How fun.
Does she find anything notable is the question.
You definitely, like... there are like these videos of what look like giant cats with like these glowing antennas and like
I fucking found the cat videos.
and like a mane of tentacles, like these little tendrils and stuff, and they look to be doing goofy shit, just like these big scary creatures doing goofy shit. Internet cat videos.
She found space cat
She
videos.
found the cat videos. She can't help but laugh. Just like, hey, look at this, look at this. Oh, there you go. No, you can't make that jump. You can't.
Kate is just sort of like sitting there, like, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
He's still having to like play the part because there are people like wandering around.
He has to pretend that he is not paid enough for this.
Yeah, but he's finding it entertaining as well because, you know, he's never seen this shit.
Yeah.
Also, hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Girl looking ass.
You also like find the equivalent of Facebook, Spacebook, if you will.
Spacebook.
Oh no.
Yeah, you find Spacebook, and
Political debate going on.
it's like it. After a little bit of scrolling, it tells you that you can't look any further without logging in, and Yoko sort of like leans in, and he's like, "I think Fabina gave us a thing for like accounts and stuff. Like we have our own accounts and shit now. Check the file."
Kalina does.
So like,
Are there any arguments between a man named Titan and another man named Brump?
maybe.
I'm sorry.
There are two like diplomats that are having a bit of a scuffle from
Oh my god.
from one of the empires, and there's like videos of them, and there's like various edits of like the videos of their debate where it's like air horns and shit,
Oh
and
my
it's just like the
god.
MLG fucking rotating sunglasses, and it lands on one of them.
Yeah.
Smoke
Kalina
weed
just
every day.
sees
Stupid shit.
Yeah, like all the stupid edits. She sees all the stupid edits. She's just like, this is garbage.
I fucking love this. She does not like the internet brain rot, political brain rot. But yeah, you know, you log into your account, and it seems that with the use of some AI, they have been able to generate profile pictures for you guys that like look real. It's just like, it looks like a picture of you, like, you know, politely, like a nice headshot of you smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, very normal.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like fucking tabloids and stuff, especially like theories about the Empire.
Yeah.
And
Kalina wants to research like all of the tea. All of the tea.
yeah, people are saying that the news that Rubina's father has been put on hospice is actually just a cover for an assassination. Stuff like that.
Oh.
You know, people are like making crazy theories and shit
Yeah.
about stuff.
As they do.
You eventually find the Duke Alistair's like official spacebook, if you will. And it's like it's a verified account. And it's got like this very noble looking picture of him. Just like no smile. Just
Should we troll him?
yeah. And
Alistair, more like Bannister.
yeah. It says that he's like only accepting messages and comments from other verified accounts.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
First task, get verified.
You find out, you're able to find out that the verification system is like only nobles and the super like wealthy elite. Twitter. Fucking Twitter blue, basically.
Oh boy.
The Twitter blue, but like on crack.
Oh boy.
So like technically you're not high ranking enough or wealthy enough to be able to access verification status on Spacebook.
Okay, but like, we should get Kalina verified and then should try flirting with Duke Alistair and then break up with him via voicemail.
Damn. That would be so cruel. I love that.
I'm really being a bard right now.
Yeah, but like you're like stalking his fucking Spacebook. I'm guessing because you're like, ooh, I want to know more about this fucker.
Yeah.
'Cause, like-
she's doing like her own research, she's taking notes and whatnot.
Yeah. You find that the Duke Alistair doesn't really post a lot. He's one of like those dads that like occasionally just posts about like accomplishments and events.
Ah,
But like rich dad shit.
yeah.
Like a picture of
Trip in another country.
him and his wife. Like he's sitting there fucking expressionless and his wife is like politely smiling. Them on like a distant vacation planet. Like Bali or some shit, space Bali. At like a resort.
Space Bali.
Space Bali. Yeah, just, you know, rich people shenanigans. Them on like, you know, just being out of touch with reality rich people shit, but like posting photos about it.
And Kalina is just looking at this and she's like, oh, it's worse than I thought.
Eventually, you do scroll back far enough to where you're starting to see photos of a child. Like, his supposed son. And it's like this really young boy, like he can't be older than 15 looking, is like the first instance you see him. And he has like this sort of light lavender skin and these solid like cyan eyes. And he has like these little small wings. Duke Alistair has like these bigger wings. But the child has these smaller wings, and he looks really young, and he looks to still be full of like hope with life. And at this point, when you get farther back, Alistair stops looking so emotionless. Like you'll see some expression on his face when you go back through these photos, and there's like more photos of family time and stuff. And eventually you scroll back far enough and you look at the timestamp and it's like billion years ago.
Oh, damn.
That's how far back this is. And it's a picture of him sitting next to his wife who is like in the delivery room, and she is holding the baby, this little boy, and he's like smiling like really big, and he's like got his arm around her, and like there's the caption, and there's like multiple photos. There's like the picture of her with holding the baby and then him, and then there's like various pictures of the baby, like the newborn baby. And it's like, I've waited 9 months, but finally I can welcome to the world my dearest little Lorian. You know, just baby announcement.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
your standard
Kalina, like,
baby
she
announcement.
tilts ahead a bit at the Lorian, at the name Lorian, because, you know, like, as far as she knows, like, you know, 'cause, like, Juan Lan is, like, you know, Duke Alistair's only child, right?
Yes.
That's
As far as you know, Juan Lan
yeah,
is
so
Duke
she's
Alistair's son.
doing some sleuthing. So, like, she's just gonna, like, you know, keep scrolling, like, you know, up enough, like, you know, back, like, you know, back to, like, you know, as, like, you know, see the kid grow up and whatnot, and see if she can find anything.
So after that first instance of you seeing Lorian at like equivalent of age 15, like, you know, a teenager, he doesn't post for a while. And for a while, I mean a couple thousand years.
Oh. Yeah, that's
And,
decent in a
you know,
period.
previously he had been posting like at least once a year, probably. Or like multiple times a year, depending on like holidays and stuff. Or trips or whatever. But he was posting fairly regularly, and then 1,000 years, just nothing. And then the next post, you see is like a post about like a big party event. And he's there, his wife is there, they're all dressed up in like, you know, fancy outfits and stuff. You know, they've got their red carpet looks on.
Yeah.
And standing next to them is what looks like Juan Lan. Just like
Oh.
almost a little smaller, and you can see that the porcelain mask has no cracks in it. His mask has cracks in it.
Yeah.
But Juan Lan is kind of like standing a little off to the side. Like he's not standing close to his parents.
Yeah, Kalina, like, she's thinking a bit. She says, something happened between that 1,000 years or so. And she scrolls back to like the last post of, like, you know, the kid, like, you know, Lorian, and like looks for the date, and then she like she looks like is she able to like search it up online and like you know, Lorian, son of Duke Alistair, like you know, in like in a time frame, like, you know, those
Yeah.
time frame posts.
So
Searches.
when you search Lorian, son of Duke Alistair, the first suggestion that pops up is death. Lorian, son of Duke Alistair, death.
Kalina blinks and she clicks.
Yeah. And it is this article about how Duke Alistair more or less owns this nuclear company. He is the CEO of a nuclear company that like makes nuclear power and owns like hundreds of power plants all across the empire. And one of the research centers, Lorian had broken into it and tried to steal some classified matter.
Oh.
And in his escape, he slipped and fell into what is basically described as a radioactive acid bath.
Oh, he got Joker-fied.
Yeah. And his body was, like, completely, like, just fucked up. And by the time they pulled him out, he was dead.
Oh, damn.
And at the end of this article, you do find like a little thing that was made after the initial article, like an edit, and it says speculation remains about the connection between Lorien and the new supposed clone son of the Duke Alistair by the name of Huanlan. And then there's a link to another article.
She goes to the link.
Yeah.
I love sleuthing. This is fun.
So this article talks about how Huanlan was introduced as a genetic clone of Lorien, taken from the remaining living tissue from his remains, and was basically used to clone him. And in that article, it talks about like what are the like ethics of cloning your dead child, and like something must have went wrong, because why does he never show his face? Why does he never show any of himself at all? Duke Alistair is rumored to be a chaos magic user, which is strictly forbidden. Could he have possibly used chaos magic during this cloning process and, you know, possibly crippled this clone beyond belief, and like so he has to like hide himself from the world? And it's just like most of this is speculation, but based off of some sort of like evidence.
Yeah. Interesting.
But this is basically what you find out.
Yeah.
Nothing concrete in its evidence,
Yeah,
but
nothing concrete. Yeah, Kalina, she just kind of sits there for a minute. She doesn't say anything, but you could. There's a lot going on in her brain right now. She has her thinking face.
yeah. Kane is kind of like watching over your shoulder, like,
It's like, what she gonna do? What's she gonna say?
he's been like skimming over the text and stuff.
Yeah.
It's difficult for him to stare at the screen for a long period of time because of
Yeah.
his eyes.
Yeah, his vision is kind of bad.
He's gonna get a headache if he stares too long.
Yeah. And Kalina, she just says out loud. So if Honlan's a clone, perhaps that's why Mina was so, I don't know, so unwilling to talk to him?
Kane like is like really close and like trying to whisper and stuff, and he's like,
Yeah.
it would make sense. I mean, imagine if one of your friends died and then somebody brought them back wrong, basically, and then everybody tried to act like nothing had happened. I want to know about why Lorien tried to steal that
Yes.
confidential matter.
Yes, hold on. And Kalina, she's typing away
Yeah,
onto another rabbit hole.
yeah. Unfortunately, you aren't able to find anything. There were multiple like interviews with both the Duke Alistair and his wife, and none of them would ever talk about like why Lorien possibly could have stolen what he did. It seems that maybe they even asked, but the wife didn't know, and Alistair refused to answer even if he did know.
Yeah. Very interesting.
But it was noted that the Duke Alistair was very, like, cold and aggressive during these interviews.
So whatever he was trying, so whatever Lorien was trying to steal must have been pretty important. Kalina's gonna actually do like more research on the company itself, like what they do and like just anything, any like I don't know, like leaks in a way.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Anything that she can find on
Mhm.
whatever the heck this thing is.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
even ask for Bina.
yeah. So you do find out the name of the company is Starline Nuclear.
Okay.
And you find out that more or less this is a federally funded nuclear company.
Oh
So
my god, like my dad.
Government.
yeah. So
Man and the
the
government.
Duke works directly for the Emperor
Oh.
and answers to him. And like the Emperor is the one who decides where new power plants are built and what research is made, and then the Duke is the one that carries it all out. Yeah. Full control of all nuclear power in the Empire. And the knowledge to use it, because the Emperor just decides where new plants are built. He doesn't have the knowledge of like nuclear energy and what to do with it, only like what it's needed for and where to put it. But the Duke, he is definitely qualified to know what to do, good and bad, with this power.
Kalina's just looking just like, logs out of the computer, makes sure to clear the browser history if she can.
Good job. Erase your browser
Covering her
history.
tracks.
Erase your browser history, Queen. Don't let people know.
Yeah, she's covering her tracks and everything. And she made sure to write all her notes on paper.
Swag.
Because otherwise it feels weird if she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, but I need my pen. I need
But,
darn kids and all your tablets.
darn kids with all your tablets. I don't know how to fucking use them. Blah.
Yeah. But yeah, and she stands up and she goes off. She doesn't even say anything to the others. Like, just kind of expecting him to follow.
Yeah. And they do. They do.
Yay.
And quickly note, you see that Anastasius, being Anastasius, is working on something.
He's being a little
really
silly.
Little silly goofy.
A little silly. Having fun in the engineering department.
Yeah. Actually, while Kalina is walking, she
course. And then he like does a little bow. And you see him kind of smirk at you a little bit before like wiping the expression and then going off to Spark's room. Or wherever Spark is to find them.
Spark is in their room. They're trying to do the journal thing.
Yeah.
They're having a hard time,
Oh.
and they put their hair down and just look really fucking tired.
Oh, buddy. But Spark, you eventually hear like a soft knock on your door.
They reluctantly get up and open the door.
Kane is standing there with a little package. And he says, "This one's for you this time." And smiles.
I don't just get to eat the ribbon?
Nope. Kalina delivered this one specifically for you.
Aw.
And then he holds it out. He's like, "I don't know what it is."
They take it and then hug Kane and say, "Can you give that in return?"
Of course. And Kane gives you a little squeeze and ruffles your hair.
They do kind of close the door. They're just like, I can't social today.
Yeah.
I'm doing pot non-binary shit, which is journaling for my crush, and I don't know how to fucking do that.
Aww. So real. Hot non-binary shit. Yeah. So, yeah. You gonna open your package right now, or are you gonna wait till later?
They're gonna open it now because
Yeah.
they're not patient.
Yeah.
That's been established.
So, you open up the little box, and it looks like a metal snake that is coiled around itself in like a loop, and there is also a little letter from Kalina. Kalina, what does the letter read?
It says, fuck.
That's what it says.
No. Let me continue, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
No, I heard fuck. I heard fuck. I heard fuck. That's
Yeah.
why I made that comment.
The accent made it sound like
I
fuck.
Yeah, I said spark.
Sorry.
Okay.
I just like it said fuck.
Yeah,
Continue.
but it says fuck. Fuck, hold on.
Oh no, we interrupted her train of thought. Sorry.
It's my fault.
We heard fuck and now everything is a fuck. Present.
Yeah, yeah, she, yeah, like, in it, it says, I saw this today, and I love you. I know that you've been wanting to be more independent in your travels, which, of course, you deserve and should have. But I also want to make sure that you're safe. So I gave you this. It's disguised as a bracelet, but if you pull at the head of the snake, it transforms into a sword. Perfect for sneaking in where they might pat you down for weapons. Like my pen sword. Anyway, I hope this note finds you well. I don't know how you're doing right now or handling the whole situation. But if you ever need me, you know where to find me. Or at the very least, I can send Kane to fetch you.
Sorry.
And it's signed, Much love, Kalina.
They're like trying so hard not to fucking try.
Oh!
You're like,
Wet eyes.
she always knows, man. She always knows. I'm dependent.
Yeah.
Kalina just
And then they're
knows,
gonna-
man.
They're gonna look. They look at the bracelet, and yeah, they're gonna do the thing. They're gonna. Oh, it's a fucking sword.
Yeah. That's Pog.
They're gonna cut some fruit with it.
Yeah.
Kalina's gonna feel so bad if she found out that she made Spark cry.
But it's like happy tear. It's all
I
good.
know. Still.
Yeah, it's all good.
Feel bad.
Happiness.
No.
So, Kalina, are you going to go directly to Verbena now, or are you going to wait until maybe everybody's settled in a little bit more to go talk to her?
Maybe wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Settle herself in more, unpack
Yeah.
a bit more.
Anything else you want to, like, look around the ship at? There's, like, a lot to explore. There's, like, kind of like a social night area, like a bar almost. Like a little club.
Check that out later.
Not
Not right now, but
apparently you've heard, like, just in passing about like, an area where animals are held. They're, like, exotic animals that are being transported. That are in, like, more or less viewing tanks for people to look at, that, like, you know, enclosures that you can look into for, like, different animals on, like, one of the levels that you can go and look at them if you want to go do that. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
I mean later, but
Yeah.
Definitely taking a note of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could also get the group together and go take a little zoo trip, basically.
Zoo trip.
But, anybody else doing anything interesting?
So Anastasius, like, he's like, when Kalina went to do her stuff, he ran using his, like, inkjet levitation spell thing, and ran over, while dodging people the best he could, over to the mechanics room.
Mm-hmm.
But he had with some help of trying to learn a certain type of like mechanic tree, learned how to make a like phone camera and a projection sort of like extension, for lack of a better term, for his tablet. And for theming, he put them in snails.
Hell yeah! Illicit theming. Swag. Yeah, just like snail shells.
Oh.
Swag.
Oh god, when she has to eat escargot.
She's like dry heaving, just like. Poor Tegok. Ripperoni to Tegok. Hey Colbert, what are you doing, King?
What would Colbert be doing? Probably also be kind of exploring around. I know for some time he was with Finn, perched on their shoulder.
You mean Spark?
I'm in the game. Yay!
Yay! Crossover
I was
event.
talking about you with someone from the server. We were talking about exploration, so that was in my brain. And Spark knows perched on top of Spark's shoulder for a bit, so I probably was hanging out with Spark a bit. But I think I'm just gonna fly off
mean,
and just yeah. What?
I was gonna say, after a while, Spark probably gives up on the whole journaling thing and probably is just gonna walk around.
Yeah. I imagine that maybe Colbert, you and Freya, you were like on Freya's back and Freya was like all fours walking around, and then eventually you meet back up with Spark, and now you're just sort of exploring.
We're exploring. We're exploring.
Because Spark didn't get to explore as much of the ship as they wanted to on their first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little busy.
Yeah. Strictly business.
So you got Spark, a bird, and a creature.
Yeah.
Walk into a bar.
Literally.
You could walk into the bar.
Could walk into the bar.
We could walk into the bar. They seem a little bit happier than before they had entered their room, but they still seem really, really tired.
Yeah. I should note that at the bar, it's not just drinks, there's like food and stuff. And like live entertainment.
Spark's getting crunk. Fuck off. Yeah. Juan can't stop me here, bitch.
I'm allowed to be crazy in the bar. Yeah.
What are the interactions of the people there with a bird and a creature?
Some of the drunk people are like pog face at you, just like, oh
Oh my god, is that Martha Stewart?
no! This is not Words of Lydia. You wouldn't get that, Caleb, but my character Bertha is a goose, and she's like the Martha Stewart of this universe, and people just go, oh my god, is that Bertha Vertigoose? But everybody says, oh my god, is that Martha Stewart in the campaign, so. Oh my god, is that Martha Stewart? Oh. Martha Stewart beats your ass. What do you do?
Literally. Martha Stewart beats your ass and then gives you a come to Jesus moment. What are you doing?
Ah, God.
I think I'm gonna walk up to one of the pog face drunks and I'm just gonna walk up to them, see what happens.
Oh, the guy's like, do I need to stop drinking? Is it time to turn in the towel for the night, guys? Am I seeing shit?
Yeah, man, that's a bird. Is what the bird said.
Shit. That's your bird? Or is that a guy?
Yeah, that's that bird.
That's a dude.
It's both. Hey, Colbert, do a trick.
He's gonna basically do like a somersault, but just flop on his back.
Ha, heck yeah, little buddy. And one person's like drunkenly clapping.
Literally.
Yeah. And Freya's just kind of like chilling.
Do any of them have a shot?
One guy has like a shot glass that he hasn't taken the shot out of yet because you distracted him with your presence.
I'm gonna hop on the table and I'm gonna mentally tell Spark, do another trick. To tell me to do another trick.
Bet. And then Spark goes, okay, you thought that was cool? Colbert, do another trick.
I grab the shot glass with my claw and I down it. Free drink.
Yo, the bird can drink!
Get him shots! Everybody!
And one person's like, can we even give birds alcohol? Will they die?
We're just like, nah, man, that's a special bird. He's chill. He's chill with it.
Okay. Meanwhile, Freya's like peeking their head up onto the bar, like the tall tables, just like trying to like look at what food people have.
Spark just grabs them
Yeah.
and like holds them up.
Freya's just like looking at like a basket of fucking waffle fries or whatever. The equivalent of waffle fries. It's like, what's that? And one of the drunk people is like, oh my god, you never had a waffle fry before? Hands it. Put some dip on it. Get some dip on your chip. This is about to change your life. Have you ever seen that fucking video with the baby? And it's like, here, put some dip on it. Put some dip on it. It'll change your life.
Can Spark do their own little trick and start juggling?
Yeah, people are very entertained by the three of y'all's existence.
Side hustle before they
Performing.
they were street
Performer,
performers.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, that's just true. That's just a true statement.
Yeah.
True statement about them as people. They're just a little silly, a little goofy.
Can Spark pretend to do a magic trick in front of somebody and then just steal their shot?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're a little too drunk to even notice. They're just like, whoa! Yeah.
It's really funny if that's when Kalina walks in.
Oh my god.
Kalina, would you like to? Yes, no.
I'm sorry, you know that song where
Why not?
you know that song where To Be Continued song? That meme song?
Yeah, roundabout
It
from
started
JoJo.
playing. It
Do
started
do
playing.
do 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 do. Do. And that's a JoJo reference, baby. Let's go. The way my fucking feed fucked up when I did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kalina, you walk in right as Spark is doing a magic trick in front of a drunk person and uses it to snag their shot and down it while they're not looking. And they're just like, oh, whoa.
Is there music? Is there music playing right now?
Yeah.
Cobra does a little dance as a bird.
Spark just hyping him up, going like, get it, get it, get it.
Get it, girl.
Kalina, like, she just sees all this, and she just telepathically sends a message to the both of them. What are you two doing?
My job.
Freya responds, fun.
The way I imagine it is that when Kalina said that Colbart is dancing on the table, and that spilled Colbart, so he kind of fell off the table.
Oh no, poor baby. Somebody goes, not the bird.
Not the bird!
Spark just says,
Someone
"Man, I
picks
guess
him
the
up and
game's a little
cradles
flipped out."
Some lady is like all sobbing. She's like, oh, you fell. Did you hurt your wing? Did you hurt your foot? Are you okay?
Are you okay? Little bird.
Baby bird.
Just drunk sobbing.
Yeah. Adoring the affection.
Yes, I do love attention.
And Kalina, she does like look at because I'm guessing like Kane, Shatu, and Yoka are basically gonna be with her at all times.
Yes. Unless you order them to stay somewhere, then yeah, they're always gonna follow you.
Kalina, she just looks at them and just says, "Stay outside, would you? Oh, but Chachi, just come in, stand in a corner, just observe."
Be a bouncer. Got it.
And Kalina just nods and says, "Good man."
Spark's in sends you a message saying you're really good at that ordering around shit.
Smirk. Sends a smirking emoji.
Yes, they also send a smirking emoji.
Kalina, she just sends back, I suppose?
And they just start giggling to themselves.
Yeah. But Nyoka and Chatu like wait outside, and you notice that there were like some other people waiting outside that you can assume are probably other like diplomats or like higher ranking people's servants, as they're just waiting around. There's like an area for them.
Yeah, Kalina, she's gonna go into the bar and she's just gonna like she knows she's hot.
Damn,
Kane
girl.
also thinks
So like she's gonna like try and use this to her advantage. Like I don't know.
Yes, slutty noble.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe turn a couple heads and like have someone approach. Just like, oh, who are you? I'm a diplomat, blah blah blah. Like, try and like get some information.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys do know by now, as you were told, to order like alcoholic drinks in like the bars and stuff. You guys have like ID cards.
Yes.
You need to scan them at the bar.
Yeah.
And then like if you have an each time you do that, like you create a tab at a bar that is linked for like 24 hours to any bar in the immediate area. So like if you're on a planet, you can't just get shit-faced at one bar, go to another bar once you've been kicked out. Because they'll know that you've like racked up a bunch of drinks.
Ah.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so you've been told that you have your ID card and carry it on you at all times for identification.
Sorry, my dad's playing music.
You're good. And, you know, once you get to the bar, you scan in.
Yeah. And Kalina does that.
Mm-hmm. So you're scanned in now, and the bartender will know you. Because, you know, they have, like, a little, thing on that, like, you know, matches you to the ID. And then, you know, technology, baby. Oh, yeah.
Technology.
So, you gonna head up to the bar and get your first drink, baby?
Yes,
Yeah.
probably something a bit like harder than she usually gets.
Ooh, you could get, like,
Something,
a
not like a shot, but
heavy fruity drink.
yeah.
Something with, like, a high alcohol content.
Yeah.
Tequila sunrise.
Yeah. That's a vibe.
Yeah,
I
like,
was thinking
something
of
that'll,
an-
like, she's not
adios,
looking to get, like, 2
motherfucker.
bucks, but...
Nah, she should get an adios, motherfucker.
Audio.
She's working.
She's working. She's fraternizing
She's
with
on
the
duty.
other people. You know, getting information.
Long Island iced tea with an extra shot of rum.
Yeah. Mojito.
Mojito.
I love mojitos. I can make mojitos in my house.
Nice.
I love them.
Spark's been just shooting them back, man. They don't give no fucks.
Yeah.
One said that they don't have said that they should be sober. They are not listening.
Yeah.
Is Kalina able
Maybe
to,
if
like,
I-
scope out... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say if Spark can drink their problems away, they're gonna at least try.
Ah, just like their father. You're just like your father.
Just like your father.
But, yeah, Kalina, what were you gonna say?
Kalina, is she able to, like, scope out to see if there's, like, I don't know, any people of interest that might, like, catch her eye, or she could catch theirs, something like that?
You can see that there are like a couple people that are dressed a little bit nicer than like the regulation uniforms that most people are wearing. So like you can guess that these people are like the higher ranking individuals that are just staying temporarily on the ship, and the owners of the servants outside. So
Alright.
there seem to be about maybe 3 different people.
Okay. Kalina is probably gonna, like, I don't know, like, try and shoot her shot with one of them or something. Like, would she be able to, like, cast, like glances or anything like that? Like, would I have to roll for that? Would that be, like, a charisma check?
Yeah,
Check?
that would be a charisma.
Yeah. Because, like, I imagine it would probably be for, like, I don't know, a man. Something like that. I don't fucking know. I'm still a bit hopped up on that Dayquil, so.
Dayquil chicken.
Dayquil chicken!
Yeah, so it looks like
Disclaimer: never eat Dayquil chicken. That's just dangerous.
yeah,
Yeah, where Adam.
for legal reasons it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
So it looks
Copy Amy's video about it.
So it looks like of the 3 nobles, one of them is a man and the other 2 look more feminine in nature. But one is like very clearly masculine presenting.
Okay. Flirty glances.
Also, Jade, you don't want to know what Dayquil chicken is. Don't ask, girl. You don't need to worry about that.
What would that be, by the way?
Hold on, I'll just need to check something.
Yeah, no problem.
Trying to remember if there's a seduction rule. So that might be a performance.
Performance? Okay.
Yes, because you're like putting on an act of seductress.
Yes. She's a temptress. She did it before on that one town with those weird guys, and she'll do it again. She knows she's hot. Okay, that is a total of 19.
Alright, so he sort of like stops what he's doing and like talking with the guys, and like he was kind of like facing you already, and he was talking with the other like 2 people at his table, and then he sort of stops and he like raises one eyebrow and like just the like the corner of his mouth upturns.
Oh boy.
And he's like a fairly like large, pretty muscular looking man, though it's a little hard to see underneath like his nicer clothes, but you can tell that he's a very bulky individual. And even sitting down, you can tell that he's like a really tall guy. He's got like a very square jaw, just like very sharp, very masculine, like very well defined features. Like if you think big man, that's him. Big man.
Big man.
But
How you draw him.
This larger man, he has this sort of dark auburn hair, and he has like a fairly thick beard, and it's like he has it braided and decorated with like gold and like little, gold beads and such. And then his hair is also fairly long. And sticking out of his forehead on 2 different spots, like, equal, so, like, 4, technically, there are these, like, sort of curving, jagged horns. There are 2 larger ones that, sort of curve back and out,
Okay.
like
Maggie really
big
likes that
ram
this guy.
horns. And then he has, like, 2 smaller ones that just sort of, like,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're the same color as his skin, which is, like, sort of, like, seafoamy green color. And he has, like, really vibrant green eyes.
On the spot, by the way.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm
Character
listening
design
right now.
is my passion. And he has, like, these dark green eyes. And he has, like, all these, like, little scale, like, ridges along his forehead and, like, the, high points of his cheeks. And he has these ears that have, like, fin-like spines, similar to Colbart's, but only the tips of it. So it's like a normal ear shape, and then, like, the tip of it, it's like the spines go out, and it's like the webbing.
Yeah.
But in that seafoam green color of his skin. And he's wearing a mix of, like, dark burgundy and teal, and, like, some purples.
Susan, the fact that you're just coming up with this description on the fly, like, how does your brain work? I want to know. I want to know how your beautiful brain works.
I don't fucking know. It's hit or miss, baby. It's hit or miss.
Oh dear. But yeah, so like this guy is like looking at Kalina now?
He catches your eye. And then he does the raised eyebrow. And then he goes back to talking with people, but he's, like, you know, leaning on his hand, kind of like I am. And you can see that he's talking to people, but he is, like, looking at you.
Yeah, like Kalina, she does like glance over at him and like sends like, you know, like a wink. And like, you know, like a little like, you know, a cute little wave.
He sort of makes an acknowledgement of it. And you sort of see him, like, lean back and smile a little bit, and you can see his, like, sharp teeth.
Yeah.
And you see one of the other guys at his table, like, turn to look, and then he kind of nudges him, just like, hey, let's fucking go. We win these. Ass.
You're
You know,
not.
banter.
Get some. Like, you know, with the boys.
Yeah, friendly banter. And, they finally, like, sort of, like, encourage him to get up.
Oh my gosh.
And he puts his drink down, and he sort of, like, you know, straightens up his clothes and slowly walks over, and he is extremely tall. Like, he's like a full head taller than you. So you're, like, here on him. You're, like, at his collarbone.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he's wearing, like, flat shoes. And you're in heels.
Oh jeez.
So, chances are he's probably even taller than that compared to you on flat feet.
Oh my god.
And
Kalina in her mind is just like, oh no.
what have I gotten myself into?
What have I gotten myself into? Oh no. She's like, alright, just play it cool. You got this. You got this. You've done this before. You'll do it again. Even before the incident in the city where we were rescuing that one guy and I had to dress up really weird.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He's just another man.
Didn't Sephiroth have titties during that? Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Titties. Breasts. Titties. Yeah. So, I'm guessing that you're at the bar.
Yes, I'm at the bar.
he sort of leans onto the bar next to you, and with that he's like more at your height, and he smiles and he says, "I saw you looking at me from across the bar, from across the room."
Did you now?
Indeed I did. It's not exactly hard to see. I mean, you stand out quite a bit. You're extremely beautiful.
Oh dear. Stop. And she just kind of like does like a little like playful pat on his shoulder. Spark looks like over and makes a gagging noise.
Cat throwing up sound.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's okay. On the inside, I'm kind of doing that too.
yeah. So, he smiles and he says, "So, beautiful siren, what is your name?"
Kalina, she holds out her hand for him to, like, you know, take. And just says, Kalina. Kalina Brightgem.
He like raises his eyebrows a little bit as he takes your hand and like just basically gently presses his lips to the back of your hand.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows etiquette.
And he says, "Well, Mrs. Brightgem, it is a pleasure." Saldala. Saldala, he like sort of, you can see that his face is like turning a little blue, like blue on his face. He's probably just a little drunk, but also a little flustered.
Aww. Kalina just has that effect on people.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Colbert, Kane. All the boys and all the girls and all whoever we just come flocking. She knows she's hot.
Yeah.
She full well uses that to
Yeah.
her advantage.
But he sort of like, he clears his
Has a
throat.
face.
Yeah, he clears his throat and he's like, "Saldala Urchinel."
Well, pleasure to meet you, Saldala. And what brings a man like you to a place like this?
Well, I'm unfortunately tasked with going on a rather boring diplomatic trip to the main empire. Of course, they say it's diplomatic, but it's more like journalism.
That's the case with me as well.
Let me guess. You're being sent to interview the nobles about the circumstances surrounding the Emperor's current condition.
Exactly. The Castilian Empire sent me from Aquamarine to get all the juicy detail.
Oh, of course. As if they haven't drained the palace of details already. And he sort of rolls his eyes.
Oh, you don't need to tell me to what.
I wish they'd just let the poor man die in peace without making a big spectacle of it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of something that Kalina might say that, like, you know, like, might get some more information. Words!
You could say something about, like, the Duke, just like, do you really think he's gonna go through with it? Like, making the Duke, like, have the throne?
Yeah. Kalina, she says, do you really think that Duke Alistair
allow it. Whew. I think you would encourage it. And then he leans real close and he's like, honestly, I mean, if it weren't for the societal standard of taking a wife and having an heir, I think the two of them would have gotten married a long time ago. And then he like does a little eye gesture.
Haha. Gay.
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah.
So the two are rather close. Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Supposedly.
working out things. Anyway, what's all the other people? Kalina's gonna continue talking with this guy.
Yeah.
See what she can figure out. But I want to hear what everyone else is up to.
Yeah.
It'll also give me a bit of time to gag in peace.
Sorry.
It's okay. You were doing very well.
Spark is thoroughly grossed out with Kalina's behavior and is asking Colbert if they want to leave.
You wanna fucking get out of here, man? Bird sounds.
Oh, Colbert's sad.
Cry.
Sad
Cry.
bird.
That bird.
They kind of go, hey man, what if we check out the fucking greenhouse? So, I got special permission from Juan to take whatever I fucking want, so.
Yes.
August.
August.
They also asked Freya if she wants to join.
Freya's like at first a little disappointed because I'm like, aw, I wanted more waffle fries.
Get more.
You can get flowers. And they also asked for some
Deal.
fries to go.
Deal. A little takeout box of waffle fries. Yeah. She's like, oh, this is the best day ever. Waffle fries and flowers.
Yeah, so Kalina, if you are able to catch Spark's eyes as they're leaving, they just look horribly disgusted by your action.
And Kalina, she says,
Don't worry, me too.
to them. And she's just like, don't worry, I'm disgusted by this too. But I'm getting somewhere with this information.
You just kind of get a, yeah, right. And then they just leave. They don't believe you.
I mean, she is getting information.
Yeah, but like, it might be information about that dick. You don't know.
That. What kind of dick you got, man?
Oh my god.
Fish dick. Colbert's particularly jealous.
Okay.
Okay. I sense the animosity behind that one. Just, okay. Fuck you then.
Fine. I'll take this fish dick somewhere else.
I can feel the middle finger behind that statement. Just.
Oh god. I am gonna fall into lava by one of these skeletons. I am in danger.
I'm in danger.
I am in danger.
I am very much in
Spark's gonna
danger.
take them to the greenhouse. And they're gonna eat fruit and flowers and be happy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah. There are also some, like, pollinators that they have raised in the greenhouse, so, like, butterflies and stuff. And, like, space bees.
Fucking
Yeah, these space bees are, like, sort of like blue and purple iridescent. Like duochrome, I guess. And they are really, really fuzzy. And, they're quite big, actually. They're like... Oh no. That big around. Like their bodies are this big around, guys. Like a quarter.
Oh my god.
They're like fat and like this long. They're chunky little buggers. And they just sort of bumble around. And yeah. They have like little tiny patches where it's like 5 or 6 furs of like white. So it looks like little white star specks all on like their little stripes. It's real cute.
I'd cry, man.
Yeah.
You gotta draw them.
Yeah. There's like a little label that like, you know, there's labels on everything, and like their little hive in there has like a label. They're called galaxy bees. Cause, you know, all together they're like all the stars in a galaxy. And you know, they're like the equivalent of honeybees in the way that they are domesticated, and yeah, people raise them, and the honey that they create is like sort of this periwinkle color. So like if you look at Jade's little icon in the voice chat, it's like that color of periwinkle.
Oh my god, you're periwinkle.
Yeah, so blue honey. Blue honey. They give blue honey.
That's so fucking rad.
Yeah. And they are very friendly. They don't sting. They're just sort of they land on your head and stuff. And just sort of bump into you. Yeah.
Spark is drawing them.
They're just very friendly and silly. And yeah, y'all are just having fun, enjoying the greenhouse with all the fruit and like some vegetables and flowers and stuff that are being cultivated there. There's even like a section that's sort of like sectioned off from where the rest of everything is with like the pollinators that has like some more interesting exotic plants, like carnivorous plants. There's this one that has like these leaves that have little spines on the edges, and they're like sort of cupped like this, and then out of the middle there's like this stalk that has a bunch of little flowers on it. And on the pot it says warning, do not touch.
Spark's gonna touch it.
Yeah. You sort of like poke the top flowers, and when you do, the flowers like suck back in and those leaves slap shut. And like the spines are overlapping. And you can almost hear it like growling. It sounds like it's growling at you. It's like the plant is like rumbling a little bit, like yeah. So like you imagine that if an insect or something were to like land on one of those flowers, your finger feels a little sticky. So you imagine that it would stick to the flower, it would pull it down and snap shut, and then devour it.
That'd be so cool.
It lures them in, and then harm the jaws. Down come the claws. Raphael. Is that a perfect Raphael? I love that fucking TikTok. is that a perfect Raphael? Absolutely beams it into the fucking next dimension. But yeah, all kinds of fun plant. Pog face. Yeah. Any other places you want to explore?
That's a good question. Maybe we should check on Anastasia.
Anastasia, what you doing?
What you doing, big buddy?
Anastasia took that projection snail that he had made earlier, as well as the camera snail and the fun snail, and quickly, along with his tablet, of course, like he took them to his room and using the projection snail, he investigates space book.
Ah. What are you looking for on Facebook?
First and foremost, he old man's it. He tries to figure out how to work this damn thing. But he first does he first looks at the profile picture.
Yeah.
That he has.
Your profile picture is you, like, it's you, hey, like, doing a fucking bro pose, and next to you is like an illithid also doing a bro pose. You in a bro pose with a fucking illithid.
Anastasia just says, "Oh, come on, if you're going to have me to fake my identity, at least get a decent picture." He sets up his camera on like a timer, and like he has it to where he's like tinkering with just some random parts he has around it to like fix up or continue to work on his robot. Okay.
Yeah.
After a 5-minute timer, the camera snail just has what looks like blinking on there is an audible carrot that comes from the snail.
Aww. The snail makes the sound effect.
Yep. As the photo is sent to his tablet, and he uploads that as his profile pictures.
And you have the choice to, like, you know, make a post saying that you updated your profile picture. You know, like on Facebook.
He does not think I do not. I just wanted to make sure that this caught a good side of me. I don't need no attention.
Yeah.
And then he goes to see if there's like a world journal or like any big news that is like going on in the current.
Yeah. Okay, so you sort of find, like, you know, very similar, like, You see the thing about the diplomats, having the little scuffle and, you know, basically just fucking up the debate by being jackasses to each other.
Are they debating about who's better at space golf?
Yeah. Spalf.
Wait, what?
Spalf.
Balls.
This is based on real life, guys.
Uh-huh.
Those assholes actually debated on who's better at golf. This is America.
God.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm the best at spalf. You can't run a country if you're bad at spalf. It takes a lot of skill that Titan doesn't have. I have that skill. Yeah, it's you find a fucking video about that where the caption is, "Are these fuckers really debating about spalf?" Question mark. And then it's like a 30-second edited video of like them talking to each other back and forth about spalf during an actual debate. And at the very end it cuts to the fucking like person who's running the debate and they're just like head in hands like, this is my fucking life.
I'm not paying enough for this shit.
Anastasia just, after looking at all of this, just mumbles. He mumbles, like, barely audible to even him, just. And Seven sees what the fuck. They just stands up and says, I need a bloody drink.
Oh, space spalf has made him crave the alcohol. I would like to note that the debate happened like yesterday in World, so all of these edits are brand new posted. So this is recent news. This shit just happened in universe.
It did indeed.
We have to make fun of it, or else I'll cry.
Exactly.
Of course.
If we're not laughing,
We're crying. Ah. Yeah. But, yeah, Anastasius, you could go get a drink. Do you decide to head to the bar, buddy?
Yeah.
You're going towards the bar, and you see Kane and Yoka just sort of chilling outside with, like, a bunch of other people that, like, you can assume are also probably, like, servants of nobles and upper-class individuals, and they're just sort of sitting out there alone. Just, like, nobody's talking, and they're just kind of, like, awkward.
The party people had left.
Anastasius quickly he heads over to the two that he knows and just says, "You two holding up? Up with all of this?"
Bart and Spark have left the bar. They're not in the bar anymore.
No, the two people guarding that.
Kane and Yoka.
Yeah.
They kind of like look at you awkwardly and then look away, and then in your head you hear Nyoka say, "Dude, you're not supposed to be talking to us."
Anastasius just says, right, sorry. But seriously though, you two holding up? As Anastasius just scurries away.
Yeah. Nyoka, like, in your head is like, "Yeah, we're doing all right. It's a little awkward. We tried to talk to them. Not a very talkative bunch." Referring to, like, the other servants that were sitting out there with them.
Honest, it just says, well, I wouldn't necessarily think so, but just some random mechanic. And the Anastasia just goes in.
Yeah. When you're inside, you do like you're looking around real quick, you know, just scoping out the area. You see that Chatu's kind of like in a corner, just like keeping watch. And then you see Kalina talking with this hulking man who's like leaned next to her at the bar.
Anastasia quickly pings Alina saying, dude,
You good?
can do way better than that.
Damn! Get it! Drag his ass! Poor Sadala.
Kalita shoots back a message. I know.
Anastasia, good. At least you understand that your standards shouldn't be that low. Now, that being said, looks like everything. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who doesn't rum.
Oh boy.
I'm just squid.
Anastasia.
What do I know? I'm just a squid.
She could do better.
Girl, you can do better than that.
So much better than that guy.
It would be really funny if, like, Anastasia had just walked by, drink in hand. Girl, you can do better. Like, so gay. Just like, girl, you can do better.
You know, I could honestly see someone just doing that. Like, not even an Anastasia, just someone walking by, just like, girl, you could better. Someone who's like obviously very drunk.
Anastasia just goes like by you where Kalina is, like maybe 2-3 stairs down. Just with him verbally repeating what he sent to Kalina.
Just a little farther away, just like, girl, you can do so much better.
Yeah, but like, just as deadpan serious as he can.
Is he gonna white boy stare? Blue eyes, white boy.
God, I swear if a fight breaks out between Anastasius and this guy.
What if I get you? The two ocean boys are duking it out.
Oh no.
Nah, but he does prepare a chocolate just in case.
La chancla! War chancla. Tactical chancla.
Yeah, just I work with the mechanical stuff way too much. If I have to defend myself, le chocolate.
La chancla.
So like Kalina hears this and so like does the guy as well? Does God what's his name?
Saldala.
Yeah, Saldala. Yeah. Like does he hear what it is?
He does not. He's like tuned everybody out because he's talking to you.
Oh my god. Kalina doesn't say anything when she hears that, but she just sends Anastasius a message. Just like,
Naughty, naughty.
if you start a fight with this man, I will not save you.
Anastasia
I have an image to uphold.
just replies, dude, I'm just a mechanic.
What is your... What's your gender? I'm a mechanic.
I'm a mechanic.
I'm a mechanic. He would say that. He would fucking say that. What is your gender? I'm a mechanic. I haven't even been drinking. What's wrong with me?
It's okay.
My magic ravioli. They were very tasty, by the way. I made a carbonara sauce, parmesan, and egg yolks.
Fancy.
It's very, very good.
Pasta.
Pasta. A lot of people had pasta tonight for dinner of us. I had pasta. Finn had pasta. Ben had pasta.
I technically had pasta. We had minestrone.
You had pasta. Everybody's having pasta, man.
I wish I had pasta.
I just got rice. Rice and
Rice is pasta adjacent. I'll allow it.
I want a pasta though.
Also, have I figured out anything else about, like, from this guy?
Is there anything in particular you're trying to, like, probe for?
Probably, like, maybe, like, in the back of her mind, like, if they're, like, suspecting something about, like, you know, like, oh, why did they stop at this backwater planet? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And also, like, probably stuff, like, more about the capital, the whole situation regarding, maybe Verbena.
Yeah. So...
Guy's intoxicated enough where she can just ask him just about anything.
Yeah. So, you basically find out that, he's more or less been stuck on the ship since he was picked up a while back. But because the ship got an outstanding mission that sort of trumps everybody else's shit, they're just getting dragged along for the ride. And,
So what we've been basically doing with the city.
yeah.
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 We're so important.
The parallels. The parallels are paralleling.
So
I
important,
didn't
you
connect
guys.
shit. I've connected them.
Didn't connect shit. Yeah, but, more or less the people, like, on the ship, like the diplomats and stuff, and the nobles, and anybody who isn't part of the crew, everybody was told that, because of the warrant out for Verbena, like, you know, and finding her, and because of the fact that the ship is owned by the Duke, they were told that the Duke has ordered that the ship search, but actually the Duke did not order. You don't know that. You aren't told that, but I'm just gonna tell you guys, the Duke did not order the ship. Juan did. Because he hates his father. Heart.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ed.
Yeah. So, as far as people on the ship that aren't crew members know, the Duke has ordered the ship aid in the search for Verbena. And they don't know that Verbena's on the ship right now. They haven't been told about it. As far as they know, the ship has been called back.
Gotcha. So nobody knows that she's on the ship.
Except for, like, some crew members and y'all.
Yeah. Just that special.
Yep.
We're so special.
Special. Yeah.
Yeah, Kalina, she is, going to, slowly sit up from, her seat and says, well, as much as I'd love to stay and chat, dear, it is getting a bit late. I've had quite a long day. But perhaps you'll see me to my quarters?
I would be most honored. And then he's, like, stands up and, like, holds out an arm for you.
Yeah, holds out the arm.
Yeah. The drama.
Don't worry, it's okay. But in Kalina's mind, she's just like, ew, 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 ew.
Why do you think he's gross? Damn. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just more me talking. I don't know. Probably more me.
It's the lesbian pretending to be a straight person.
Yep, the lesbian role playing as a straight woman.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. When I created Kalina, I didn't exactly think things through. And here we are. 2 years later.
Yeah, 2 years later.
Yeah.
2 years.
2.5, honestly. 2.5.
God, 2.5.
Yeah. But he shows you back to your quarters, and you're hoping that he's a little too drunk to remember your room number.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing, the boys, TM, have followed.
Yes. And his servant has also followed, because he has one.
Yeah.
And his servant seems to be like a very wiry, thin and tall, like, individual that has like this sort of deep foresty green skin and long, like, jet black hair. It kind of looks like
Okay.
kelp almost.
Huh, okay. Interesting. I will take note of that.
And this person is casting like very judgmental looks at Kane, Nyoka, and Chatu. Just like judgmental passing glances.
Kalina, she actually, glances over at, this servant. Is she able to, like, roll, like, an intimidation check?
Sure.
Just, like, a
Girl,
glare.
what the hell?
Play the role. We're probably never gonna see this particular individual again or interact with them, so.
But yeah, it's just more just like, hey, don't mess with my homies. Don't mess with them. These are my people. And you will treat them with respect. Yeah, intimidation roll.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That is. Oh, where is my. 16.
So they notice that you're kind of like glaring at them, giving a very pointed look, and they immediately like bow their head and look away. They've been caught doing, mean glances at your servants, so they're in trouble.
Yeah. She isn't gonna say anything, but that's just like, a little warning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, don't you do that again. I saw you. But yeah, and then, Kalina, like, she enters her room, and I'm guessing, Kane, Chatu, and Yoka follow.
Yeah, Kane goes in, but then Yoka and Chatu sort of stand posted by the door until he leaves.
Yeah. And, Kalina, like, in a lower voice, she says, "Are they gone?"
Once, Nyoka and Chatu come in, they're like, yeah, he's gone.
Kalina, she just flops on the bed and just goes, just like face first.
Kane kind of like, leans on the bed, just like, have fun.
No.
Let me rephrase. Did you get the information you needed?
Yes.
Well, then I'd say it's a success. Even if it was aggravating.
I've just never been the kind of person to pick up someone randomly. It feels
Nyoka shrugs and he's like, hey, I mean, at least you didn't go the full one-night stand route. You could have done a lot worse. And Kane kind of like glares at Nyoka like, are you fucking kidding me? Shut up.
If I ever did that, I could just throw me out into space. Throw me out to the vacuum of space if I ever did that.
No, I don't think I will, Kane says. Quite enjoy your company.
Aw.
And then he kind of like,
I quite enjoy yours as well.
yeah,
She just kind of gives like a playful slap.
he grins. That goofy grin that he does.
Yeah.
All teeth.
Teeth. Bangs.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is anybody else doing anything interesting now that Kalina has stopped her flirting escapades?
Brother,
Brother,
Yeah. Brother,
what has Tagok been doing all this
What's she been
time?
doing? What's she up to? Where's our girl?
I genuinely don't know.
Having a mental breakdown in her room.
Having a mental breakdown.
Probably.
MTV.
Oh my god, fucking Clement is making her practice, like, etiquette shit, and she's so angry.
Yeah.
She's like, please, make it stop! I hate it here.
Yeah, she's just like, this is fucking stupid. I hate it.
I know it's stupid, but you have to play the part. Aww. Hobart and Spark playing dress up, heart. Them. Oh. I would also like to mention something. Hold on, I need to... Why is it not loading? Authorize, shithead. Come on. Fucking do the thing. Oh god, they've updated it.
Oh,
They've updated the thing. Don't worry about it, it's okay.
okay.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to update something. Hold on.
Pokemon is playing.
But, I was just gonna say that, Spark's outfit for the gala, they never changed out of this outfit.
Oh,
no, they did not. They were like, I don't think it's a good idea for me to be in my clown escapade.
Yeah, a little too silly.
yeah, a little too silly goofy, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they did take, they did take the updo down. I kind of like to think that they have like tighter curls than what's expected because of the way that they keep their hair.
Alright. And now... it should be updated on the stream.
Oh,
I just had to
Oh,
do
you
that.
changed me back to my little fit.
Yeah, you're in your new outfit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And this was also the thing that has been in the works since November.
Bro, can YouTube behave?
Can you two
Yeah.
behave?
come on, YouTube. Yes.
I'm gonna send the original image that I did of Spark in their little...
Look The little guy.
The little
Little
silly.
shithead.
The silly. The silly.
The silly.
Please take notice of the fact that they have little bells as earrings.
But of course.
They still fucking jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. No sneaking for you.
Juan put those on because he knew that they're gonna do some fuck shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
Put a bell on you like a cat.
But I just want to note, and this is something I just randomly decided to do right now, and not thought of ahead of the time, like in November or whatever. But I would do think like during this little escapade, instead of like of an official uniform, Anastasius is it just as it what would be his like usual outfit tied around like his waist. He has like more sweatpants styled pants and a freaking tank top.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes!
They've got him the mechanic fit. Like the oil stained shirt, the fucking
Mechanic fit.
the work boots. They have a pack of cigarettes.
No, he doesn't smoke. He doesn't even carry that around.
It would also kind of be hard to smoke underwater.
Yeah.
Kind of
there's
not
that.
really meant for that.
Smoke underwater. Bikini bottom ass
They
shit.
were able to do it. Yeah, they were able to do it.
Edibles are.
And
Edibles would be a
Edible cigarette?
Edible cigarette.
Tobacco.
Anything's
That's
edible.
chewing tobacco.
exactly.
yeah, but his
Smokables
already
don't
like
like edibles too.
it's already messy bun. Like imagine it 50 times messier.
God. Horrendous.
Right?
We gotta draw that.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta draw all of our new fits, honestly.
By that you mean me.
Some of us have
Me have to draw your new fits.
Oh my
I'm so sorry. Again.
I'm probably gonna draw mine and
Yeah.
I don't know. Finn/Spark can help me with it because honestly I sucked. So we can match.
Oh, I could totally give Colbart one of the other concept outfits that I had for Spark.
You totally could. Wait, you're so fucking right.
Cause I had some other concepts for Spark's outfits. I had 3 actually.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah, you
then
did. You went a little crazy.
I couldn't decide. And then Finn picked the one that we landed on.
Do you want me to pull it up for them?
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess if nothing else to be done, I will say that we'll talk more about this off stream, but we are going to end tonight's stream here. We will be back next week. Also, happy Pride Month. This is the last stream of Pride Month. So sorry, the gays.
Yeah.
But
Really, all of us here are queer.
everybody. Not a single straight bitch in this group.
Exactly.
Not a single one. Anyways, good night, everybody.